Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into one of the most mysterious and fascinating legends ever discussed in hidden history, the story of Agartha, the mysterious civilization believed by some explorers, historians, and ancient myth researchers to exist deep inside the earth. Imagine a vast world hidden beneath our feet, a world of advanced knowledge, ancient wisdom, glowing cities, and powerful civilizations that have supposedly existed for thousands of years away from the surface world. For centuries, rumors, myths, and secret documents have hinted that the Earth might not be completely solid as we think, but instead could contain enormous hollow spaces where unknown civilizations thrive. Some explorers from the 19th and early 20th centuries even claimed that ancient texts from Asia, Tibet, and India described a hidden underground kingdom called Agartha, a place said to be ruled by wise beings who possess knowledge far beyond modern science. According to these legends, Agartha is not just a single city but a vast underground network of tunnels, caverns, and magnificent cities connected beneath continents and oceans. These cities are described as being illuminated not by the sun but by mysterious glowing crystals and energy sources unknown to modern technology. Some ancient Buddhist and Hindu traditions even speak about secret entrances to this underground world hidden deep in the Himalayas, the deserts of Mongolia, and remote parts of South America. Over time, explorers, mystics, and conspiracy researchers have tried to uncover the truth behind these stories. Some believe that Agartha could be the remains of an ancient advanced civilization that survived catastrophic events on the surface thousands of years ago. Others suggest it may be connected to legends of lost civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria. Even more intriguing are the claims that some governments and secret societies might already know about these underground worlds but keep the information hidden from the public. One of the most famous stories connected to Agartha comes from reports that certain explorers supposedly discovered massive tunnel systems beneath mountains that stretched for hundreds of kilometers. According to the stories, these tunnels were not natural caves but engineered passages, suggesting the work of an intelligent civilization. Some ancient maps even show strange openings near the North and South poles that theorists claim could lead to inner Earth regions. While mainstream science strongly rejects the hollow Earth theory, the mystery surrounding Agartha continues to grow because of the large number of legends found in different cultures that describe similar underground kingdoms. In Tibetan folklore, for example, Agartha is described as a peaceful realm where highly advanced spiritual beings live and guide humanity from the shadows. In some versions of the story, these beings are said to have mastered technologies capable of manipulating energy, gravity, and even consciousness. Could these stories simply be myths created by ancient cultures to explain the unknown, or could they be distorted memories of something real that existed long ago? This is the question that continues to fascinate researchers and mystery lovers around the world. Throughout this series, we are going to explore the origins of the Agartha legend, the ancient texts that mention it, the explorers who searched for it, and the strange evidence that some people claim supports the existence of a hidden world beneath the Earth's surface. We will examine stories from Tibetan monks, secret expeditions, mysterious underground structures, and even reports from modern researchers who believe the truth about our planet might be far stranger than what we learn in textbooks. So if you love ancient mysteries, lost civilizations, hidden worlds, and unexplained discoveries, make sure you stay with this series because the journey into the mystery of Agartha is just beginning, and what we are about to uncover might completely change the way you think about the history of our planet and the secrets that may still be hidden deep beneath our feet. Long before modern science began mapping the deep layers of the Earth, ancient civilizations across Asia spoke about a hidden kingdom beneath the surface of the world. This mysterious realm was known as Agartha, a legendary underground civilization believed to exist deep within the planet, hidden from ordinary human eyes. The idea of Agartha did not appear in just one culture or one book. Instead, fragments of the story appear in ancient Tibetan writings, Hindu scriptures, Buddhist legends, and even the folklore of Mongolia and Central Asia. According to these traditions, the Earth is not simply a solid ball of rock and molten metal, but a vast structure that may contain enormous caverns, tunnels, and entire worlds hidden beneath the crust. Within these underground regions, the legends say, lives a highly advanced civilization that has existed for thousands of years, quietly observing the surface world while protecting ancient knowledge lost to humanity. The name Agartha itself is often described as meaning the inaccessible or the hidden realm, a place deliberately concealed from the outside world. Many stories describe Agartha as the capital of an immense subterranean empire consisting of multiple cities connected by enormous tunnels stretching beneath continents. These cities are said to be illuminated by powerful crystals or mysterious energy sources that produce a soft glowing light similar to sunlight. Ancient storytellers described beautiful landscapes underground, including forests, rivers, and lakes, all existing within gigantic caverns large enough to hold entire ecosystems. In some accounts, the inhabitants of Agartha are believed to be far more spiritually and technologically advanced than surface humans. They are described as wise guardians of ancient knowledge, preserving secrets about energy, consciousness, and the true history of humanity. Some legends even claim that the people of Agartha once lived on the surface long ago but retreated underground after catastrophic disasters destroyed ancient civilizations. One of the earliest detailed mentions of Agartha appeared in writings connected to Tibetan and Buddhist traditions. Certain monks spoke of a sacred underground kingdom sometimes associated with another legendary place called Shambhala. In these stories, Agartha was described as a hidden network of cities ruled by a powerful and wise leader known as the King of the World. This mysterious figure was said to possess extraordinary knowledge and communicate telepathically with enlightened leaders on the surface. According to some explorers who later studied these stories, the entrances to Agartha were believed to exist in extremely remote and protected locations around the planet. Ancient texts suggested possible entrances hidden in the Himalayas, beneath the deserts of Mongolia, inside secret caves in South America, and even near the polar regions. However, these entrances were supposedly guarded by natural barriers, secret societies, or spiritual protections that prevented ordinary explorers from finding them. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the legend of Agartha began to spread beyond Asia when European explorers and occult researchers started translating ancient texts and collecting local stories from Tibetan and Mongolian traditions. These researchers became fascinated by the idea that a forgotten civilization might exist beneath the earth, possessing knowledge that modern science had not yet discovered. Some even claimed that mysterious underground tunnels discovered in different parts of the world might be connected to this hidden realm. While most scientists strongly rejected these claims and argued that such a civilization could not physically exist within the Earth's structure, the legend continued to grow. Part of the reason the story remained so powerful was the strange similarity between underground world myths found in many different cultures. Native American legends speak of ancestors emerging from underground worlds, while ancient Hindu texts describe subterranean realms called Patala. Even in European folklore there are stories of hidden underground kingdoms filled with advanced beings or mysterious guardians of knowledge. These similarities made some researchers wonder whether these legends might share a common ancient origin. As the 20th century progressed, the mystery surrounding Agartha became even more complex when conspiracy theories, secret expeditions, and unexplained discoveries were added to the story. Some writers suggested that certain governments or secret organizations might have already discovered entrances to this underground world but kept the information hidden from the public. Others believed that Agartha could be connected to lost civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria, suggesting that survivors of those ancient cultures may have retreated underground thousands of years ago. Whether Agartha is simply a myth created by ancient imagination or a hidden chapter of human history that has yet to be discovered remains one of the most intriguing questions in the world of unexplained mysteries. What makes the legend even more fascinating is that the story has never completely disappeared. Even today, researchers, historians, and explorers continue searching for clues hidden in ancient manuscripts, mysterious cave systems, and forgotten legends passed down through generations. And as we continue this series, we will explore how the myth of Agartha first appeared in ancient texts, why so many different cultures believed in underground civilizations, and whether there might be any evidence suggesting that a hidden world beneath the earth could actually exist. The deeper we go into this mystery, the more questions begin to appear, and the truth behind Agartha may be far more mysterious than anyone has ever imagined. The legend of Agartha did not suddenly appear in modern times. Its roots stretch deep into the ancient traditions and sacred writings of Asia. Many researchers believe that the earliest descriptions of this mysterious underground world can be traced to old Tibetan and Indian texts that spoke about hidden realms existing beneath the Earth's surface. In these writings, the world was often described as far more complex than the physical planet humans see every day. Ancient scholars believed that reality had multiple layers, both physical and spiritual, and somewhere within those layers existed secret kingdoms hidden from ordinary human perception. One of the most intriguing ideas connected to Agartha comes from ancient Buddhist and Hindu cosmology, which described vast subterranean regions beneath the earth known as Padala. According to Hindu mythology, Padala was not a dark or hellish place as many might imagine, but a magnificent underground realm filled with advanced cities, powerful beings, and incredible natural beauty. Some interpretations suggest that the concept of Agartha may have evolved from these early descriptions, blending mythological belief with later legends of hidden civilizations. In Tibetan tradition, stories circulated among monks about a secret kingdom connected to the spiritual world and protected from outsiders. These stories often mentioned a mysterious underground network of cities where enlightened beings lived in peace, preserving ancient wisdom that humanity had forgotten. Some of these tales were closely linked to the legendary kingdom of Shambhala, a place said to exist somewhere beyond the reach of normal travelers. According to certain interpretations, Shambhala was sometimes described as a spiritual capital, while Agartha represented a physical underground empire connected to it through secret tunnels and hidden passages beneath mountains. Over time, these mystical stories captured the curiosity of explorers and scholars who traveled through Central Asia during the 19th century. One of the most famous individuals to encounter these legends was a French occult writer named Alexandre Saint-Yves d'Alvedre. In the late 1800s, he wrote about a hidden underground civilization called Agartha that supposedly possessed highly advanced knowledge and technology. According to his writings, Agartha was governed by a powerful spiritual leader known as the sovereign pontiff of the world, sometimes referred to as the king of the world. This mysterious ruler was believed to guide humanity from behind the scenes, ensuring that the balance of civilization was maintained even when the surface world faced chaos and conflict. Saint-Yves claimed that Agartha was not just a small underground settlement but an enormous subterranean empire with millions of inhabitants. He described vast cities connected by enormous tunnels that stretched beneath mountains and oceans. In his descriptions, these underground cities were illuminated by unknown sources of energy, allowing entire ecosystems to thrive far below the Earth's surface. Rivers, forests, and even agricultural systems were said to exist within these gigantic caverns, making the underground world capable of sustaining a large and advanced civilization. Although many historians dismissed his writings as fantasy or mystical speculation, the story of Agartha quickly captured the imagination of readers across Europe and Asia. Around the same time, Russian explorer Nicholas Rurik traveled through the Himalayas and Mongolia while studying ancient spiritual traditions. During his expeditions in the early 20th century, Rurik recorded stories told by local monks and travelers about secret underground kingdoms and hidden tunnels beneath the mountains. Some of these accounts described mysterious entrances that were carefully guarded or concealed, preventing outsiders from discovering them. Rurik even wrote about rumors that certain remote caves and mountain passages might lead to the hidden realms described in ancient legends. What made these stories even more intriguing was the consistency with which similar myths appeared in different regions. Travelers moving across Central Asia repeatedly heard tales of underground cities, hidden civilizations, and wise beings living beneath the earth. In some stories, these underground inhabitants were described as protectors of ancient knowledge who occasionally interacted with the surface world during times of great crisis. Some legends even suggested that the people of Agartha possessed advanced technologies capable of producing powerful energy, controlling natural forces, or communicating over vast distances without physical contact. Despite the fascinating nature of these claims, modern science remains highly skeptical of the idea that a massive civilization could exist beneath the Earth's crust. Geological studies show that the extreme heat and pressure deep within the planet would make it extremely difficult for large hollow spaces to exist, let alone entire cities. However, the persistence of these legends across centuries and cultures continues to keep the mystery alive. For many researchers, the story of Agartha represents more than just a literal underground kingdom. Some believe it may symbolize hidden knowledge, spiritual enlightenment, or forgotten chapters of ancient human history that have yet to be rediscovered. Others remain convinced that somewhere in the remote corners of the world there could still be undiscovered cave systems or subterranean networks that inspired these legends long ago. As we continue exploring this series, we will look deeper into the explorers who attempted to find Agartha, the strange expeditions that searched for hidden entrances, and the mysterious evidence that believers claim may point toward a hidden world beneath our feet. Whether Agartha is a symbolic myth, an ancient misunderstanding, or a secret civilization waiting to be revealed, the legend continues to raise one powerful question: how much of our planet still remains unexplored? And what secrets might still lie hidden beneath the surface of the earth? As the legend of Agartha continued spreading across Asia and eventually into Europe, many explorers and researchers became fascinated with the possibility that hidden passages beneath the earth might actually exist. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the idea of underground civilizations had captured the imagination of adventurers who believed that ancient myths could be based on real places waiting to be discovered. During this time, several travelers journeyed through the remote mountains and deserts of Central Asia searching for clues about the mysterious underground kingdom described in old Tibetan and Mongolian traditions. Among the most famous explorers connected to these stories was the Russian painter, philosopher, and explorer Nicholas Rurik, who led a series of expeditions across the Himalayas and the vast regions of Mongolia and Tibet during the 1920s. Rurik was deeply interested in ancient legends, spiritual traditions, and the possibility that hidden civilizations might still exist in isolated parts of the world. While traveling through these remote landscapes, he recorded numerous conversations with local monks, nomads, and spiritual teachers who spoke about secret tunnels and hidden cities beneath the mountains. According to Rurik's journals, several guides and monks claimed that deep beneath certain mountain ranges there existed vast underground passages that connected distant regions of the world. Some of these stories described entrances hidden inside remote caves or behind natural rock formations that could only be found by those who possessed special knowledge or spiritual guidance. The locals often warned that these entrances were protected and that outsiders who tried to search for them without permission would never succeed. Rurik wrote that many of the people he met spoke of Agartha not as a myth but as a real place known to certain spiritual leaders and secret guardians. According to these accounts, Agartha was believed to be a peaceful underground civilization ruled by a powerful figure known as the King of the World, a mysterious leader who possessed extraordinary wisdom and who supposedly guided humanity from behind the scenes. Some stories even claimed that this ruler could communicate with important leaders on the surface through telepathic messages or spiritual visions, helping maintain balance during times of global crisis. While these claims may sound extraordinary, Rurik himself did not claim to have found direct proof of Agartha's existence. However, he remained convinced that the legends contained fragments of truth connected to ancient knowledge that modern civilization had forgotten. His writings described strange lights seen in remote mountain valleys, unexplained underground passages discovered in isolated caves, and stories of travelers who believed they had encountered hidden gateways leading deep beneath the earth. Around the same period, other explorers and writers also became interested in the possibility of underground worlds. Some theorists began developing the idea that the Earth itself might be partially hollow, containing enormous interior spaces capable of supporting life. According to these hollow Earth theories, the planet could contain vast caverns with their own ecosystems, underground rivers, and even unique sources of light and energy. Supporters of this theory argued that certain mysterious cave systems discovered around the world might be small sections of a much larger network of underground passages. In North America, for example, explorers studying massive cave systems such as Mammoth Cave in Kentucky discovered hundreds of kilometers of underground tunnels stretching beneath the surface. Similar enormous cave networks have been found in Europe, Asia, and South America, demonstrating that the Earth's crust can contain incredibly large subterranean spaces. While these caves are natural geological formations rather than cities built by advanced civilizations, their existence helped fuel the imagination of those who believed that deeper and larger networks might still remain undiscovered. Some legends even suggested that ancient civilizations might have deliberately constructed tunnels to connect distant regions underground. Supporters of the Agartha theory often pointed to mysterious underground structures discovered in places like Turkey, where ancient cities carved deep into the rock appear to have housed thousands of people. These underground complexes show that humans have long been capable of creating extensive subterranean settlements for protection and survival. However, even the largest known underground cities discovered by archaeologists are far smaller than the enormous empire described in the legends of Agartha. Despite the lack of scientific evidence, the mystery surrounding hidden underground worlds continued to grow throughout the 20th century. Secret expedition rumors, conspiracy theories, and unexplained stories began circulating among researchers who believed that powerful organizations might be hiding the truth about what lies beneath the Earth's surface. Some claimed that certain governments had already discovered ancient tunnels or unknown structures deep underground but kept the discoveries classified. Others believed that ancient maps and lost manuscripts might contain clues leading to hidden entrances that modern explorers had not yet found. Whether these stories represent misunderstood myths, exaggerated traveler tales, or fragments of forgotten history remains one of the greatest unanswered questions connected to the Agartha legend. What makes the mystery so compelling is that our planet still contains vast regions that remain largely unexplored, especially deep beneath the ground. Scientists continue to discover new cave systems, underground rivers, and geological formations that were unknown only decades ago. As we move forward in this series, we will explore some of the most mysterious locations rumored to contain entrances to Agartha, the strange expeditions that attempted to find them, and the controversial theories that suggest humanity may still know very little about what truly exists beneath the surface of our own planet. As stories about Agartha continued spreading across Asia and Europe, attention gradually shifted toward one of the most intriguing parts of the legend, the supposed entrances to this hidden underground world. According to many ancient traditions and explorer accounts, Agartha was not completely sealed away from the surface. Instead, it was believed to be connected to the outside world through a network of secret gateways located in extremely remote and difficult-to-reach regions of the planet. These entrances were said to be hidden deep within mountains, deserts, dense forests, or beneath vast cave systems, carefully concealed from ordinary travelers. Some legends suggested that only a few of these entrances were known to select guardians, monks, or spiritual leaders who protected the secret locations for centuries. One of the regions most frequently mentioned in connection with Agartha is the Himalayas. For thousands of years, the Himalayan mountains have been considered one of the most mysterious and spiritually significant places on Earth. Ancient Tibetan and Buddhist traditions often described hidden valleys, sacred caves, and secret pathways leading to worlds beyond ordinary human reach. In some of these stories, monks spoke about tunnels beneath the mountains that stretched for enormous distances, connecting different regions far below the surface. Certain travelers claimed that deep inside remote Himalayan caves there were passages that extended far beyond what seemed naturally possible, though most of these stories were never scientifically confirmed. Another location often connected to Agartha is the vast Gobi Desert in Mongolia. During the early 20th century, explorers traveling across Central Asia recorded numerous local legends about underground kingdoms hidden beneath the desert sands. Nomadic tribes sometimes spoke about mysterious underground tunnels beneath certain regions of the desert and warned that these areas were protected by ancient guardians. Some tales even described strange lights or unexplained sounds coming from beneath the ground during the night. While these stories may have been influenced by folklore or natural geological activity, they added to the growing mystery surrounding the possible entrances to Agartha. South America also became part of the legend when explorers began reporting unusual cave systems and underground tunnels discovered deep within the continent. Some researchers pointed to enormous cave networks found in countries like Brazil and Ecuador, where certain tunnels appeared unusually straight and smooth, leading some theorists to speculate that they might have been artificially constructed long ago. According to local legends passed down by indigenous communities, these tunnels were believed to connect distant regions underground and may have once been used by ancient civilizations. While archaeologists generally explain these structures as natural formations or historical constructions made by early cultures, the idea that they could be connected to a hidden subterranean network continued to fascinate mystery researchers. Another theory connected to the Agartha legend involves the polar regions of the Earth. Some early 20th century writers proposed that enormous openings might exist near the North and South poles that could serve as entrances to the inner Earth. These claims were often connected to hollow Earth theories, which suggested that the planet might contain massive interior spaces accessible through polar gateways. Although modern satellite imagery and scientific exploration have found no evidence supporting the existence of such openings, the idea became extremely popular in mystery literature and adventure stories during the last century. Many people were captivated by the possibility that unexplored regions of the poles might hide entrances to a hidden world beneath the surface. Over time, these stories began blending ancient myths, explorer accounts, and speculative theories into a single narrative about secret gateways leading to Agartha. According to believers in the legend, these entrances were not easily accessible and were often protected by natural obstacles or hidden mechanisms. Some versions of the story even claim that the entrances can only be found by individuals who possess special knowledge or spiritual understanding, suggesting that Agartha deliberately hides itself from the outside world. In these interpretations, the underground civilization chooses when and how to interact with the surface world, revealing itself only during times when humanity may need guidance or protection. Despite the fascinating nature of these claims, modern science remains skeptical about the existence of such hidden gateways. Geological research shows that while cave systems and underground tunnels certainly exist, The extreme conditions deep within the Earth's crust make it extremely difficult for massive open caverns to remain stable over long periods of time. Nevertheless, the discovery of enormous cave networks around the world continues to demonstrate that our planet's underground landscape is far more complex than most people imagine. New subterranean chambers, underground rivers, and massive caverns are still being discovered today, reminding scientists that large portions of the Earth's underground environment remain unexplored. This continuing exploration keeps the mystery alive, as each new discovery raises further questions about what might still lie hidden beneath the surface. As the legend of Agartha evolved, it became more than just a story about underground cities. It turned into a symbol of humanity's curiosity about the unknown parts of our planet. The idea that entire worlds could exist beneath our feet challenges the way people think about Earth itself. Whether these ancient legends represent symbolic spiritual teachings, misunderstood geological features, or fragments of lost historical knowledge remains an open question. In the next part of the series, we will explore the descriptions of life inside Agartha itself, how the underground cities were said to function, what kind of technology or knowledge the inhabitants supposedly possessed, and why so many legends describe this hidden civilization as being far more advanced than the surface world. According to the legends and ancient writings that describe Agartha, the hidden underground world was not simply a collection of dark tunnels and empty caverns. Instead, it was said to be a vast and highly organized civilization filled with magnificent cities, advanced knowledge, and a peaceful society that had evolved far beyond the conflicts of the surface world. Many stories describe Agartha as a place where science, spirituality, and nature exist in perfect harmony. Unlike the chaotic and often violent history of the surface world, the people of Agartha were believed to live in a balanced society guided by wisdom and cooperation rather than power and competition. These descriptions have fascinated researchers for decades because they portray a civilization that appears almost utopian, suggesting that its inhabitants developed technologies and philosophies far more advanced than those known to modern humanity. In the accounts collected from Tibetan traditions and the writings of certain explorers, Agartha was described as consisting of several large underground cities connected by an enormous network of tunnels stretching beneath continents. These cities were said to be built inside gigantic caverns so vast that entire ecosystems could exist within them. According to the stories, the caverns contained underground rivers, forests, and agricultural areas where food could be grown to support the population. Some legends even claim that these underground regions were illuminated by powerful crystals or unknown energy sources that produced a constant soft light similar to sunlight, allowing plants to grow and creating an environment comfortable for human life. The architecture of Agartha's cities was often described as extraordinary. Instead of the crowded and polluted urban environments found in many surface civilizations, the underground cities were said to be carefully designed to maintain harmony with nature. Large open spaces, gardens, flowing water, and beautifully constructed buildings formed communities that balanced technology with natural surroundings. Some descriptions mention enormous halls carved directly into the rock, filled with libraries containing ancient knowledge preserved for thousands of years. According to believers in the legend, these libraries hold records about the true history of Earth, the origins of humanity, and scientific knowledge that was lost after ancient civilizations disappeared from the surface. One of the most interesting aspects of the Agartha legend is the claim that its inhabitants possess extremely advanced technology. In many versions of the story, the people of Agartha are said to have mastered forms of energy unknown to modern science. Instead of relying on fossil fuels or destructive industrial processes, they supposedly use clean energy systems based on natural forces such as magnetism, crystal resonance, or other unknown technologies. Some stories even suggest that they developed vehicles capable of traveling through underground tunnels at incredible speeds, connecting different cities of their subterranean world. According to these accounts, transportation within Agartha is effortless and efficient, allowing its inhabitants to move across vast distances without the environmental damage often caused by modern transportation systems. Beyond technological advancement, many legends emphasize the spiritual development of Agartha's people. They are often described as highly enlightened beings who understand the deeper nature of consciousness and the universe. Some traditions claim that they have developed abilities such as telepathic communication, allowing them to share thoughts and ideas without spoken language. In these stories, education in Agartha focuses not only on science and technology but also on spiritual growth, encouraging individuals to develop wisdom, compassion, and understanding. Because of this advanced state of knowledge, the inhabitants are sometimes portrayed as guardians of humanity, quietly observing the surface world while waiting for the right moment to share their knowledge again. The leadership structure of Agartha is also described as very different from most surface governments. According to the legend, the entire underground civilization is guided by a central leader known as the King of the World. This mysterious figure is said to possess extraordinary wisdom and is responsible for maintaining balance and harmony within the underground society. Some stories describe the King of the World as a spiritual master who communicates with other enlightened leaders across the hidden cities of Agartha, ensuring that decisions are made for the benefit of the entire civilization rather than for personal power. In some interpretations, the King of the World is also believed to maintain a subtle connection with the surface world, occasionally guiding humanity through spiritual influence during times of crisis. Despite these fascinating descriptions, there is no scientific evidence confirming that such a civilization actually exists beneath the earth. However, the detailed nature of the stories continues to intrigue historians and researchers. Some believe that these legends may reflect symbolic teachings about spiritual enlightenment rather than literal underground cities. Others think they might preserve fragments of ancient memories about lost civilizations that once possessed advanced knowledge. Still others suggest that undiscovered subterranean regions might have inspired these myths long ago. Whatever the true origin of the Agartha legend may be, the idea of a hidden world thriving beneath our feet continues to capture the imagination of people around the globe. As we move forward in this series, we will explore one of the most mysterious figures connected to the legend, the King of the World, and examine why so many ancient traditions believe that a powerful leader hidden beneath the earth might secretly influence the destiny of humanity. One of the most mysterious and fascinating elements of the Agartha legend is the figure known as the King of the World. According to many ancient traditions and explorer accounts, this powerful leader is believed to be the spiritual and political ruler of the hidden underground civilization. The King of the World is often described not as an ordinary monarch but as an enlightened being who possesses extraordinary wisdom, deep spiritual knowledge, and a profound understanding of the universe. In many stories, this mysterious figure is said to guide the entire Agarthan civilization, ensuring that peace, balance, and harmony are maintained throughout the underground world. Some legends even claim that the King of the World has lived for an incredibly long time, perhaps centuries or even thousands of years, thanks to advanced knowledge or spiritual practices unknown to the surface world. The idea of such a powerful hidden leader first became widely known in Western literature during the late 19th and early 20th centuries when explorers and writers studying Central Asian traditions recorded local stories about a secret ruler who governed a hidden kingdom beneath the earth. According to these accounts, the King of the World resides in the capital city of Agartha, sometimes described as a magnificent underground city filled with grand halls, sacred temples, and vast libraries containing ancient knowledge. From this hidden capital, the ruler is believed to oversee a network of underground cities connected by enormous tunnels stretching beneath continents. These cities are said to function in harmony under the guidance of this central authority, creating a unified civilization that avoids the conflicts and divisions often seen on the surface world. Some versions of the legend describe the king of the world as possessing abilities that appear almost supernatural. He is believed to have a deep understanding of the forces of nature and the hidden energies of the planet. According to certain traditions, he can communicate telepathically with spiritual leaders and enlightened individuals living on the surface, subtly influencing important events in human history. These communications are said to occur not through physical meetings but through visions, dreams, or moments of sudden insight experienced by those who are spiritually prepared to receive them. In this way, the king of the world is sometimes portrayed as a silent guardian of humanity, guiding civilization from behind the scenes without directly revealing the existence of Agartha to the public. One of the most famous descriptions of the king of the world came from stories collected in Mongolia and Tibet during early 20th century expeditions. Some travelers reported that local monks spoke about a sacred figure living deep beneath the earth who had access to ancient knowledge about the past and future of humanity. According to these accounts, the king of the world possessed a mysterious device or system that allowed him to observe events occurring across the planet, almost like a spiritual or technological window into the surface world. While these stories may sound like fantasy, they fascinated many researchers who wondered whether they might contain symbolic references to advanced knowledge or spiritual insight. Another interesting aspect of the legend is the belief that the king of the world rarely interacts directly with the outside world. Instead, communication between Agartha and the surface is said to occur through chosen messengers or guardians who travel between the two realms. These individuals are often described as wise spiritual teachers, monks, or secret protectors of ancient knowledge who ensure that the balance between the underground civilization and the surface world remains undisturbed. According to some interpretations, these messengers appear at important moments in history when humanity faces major challenges, quietly influencing events before disappearing again. Although modern historians and scientists generally view these stories as mythological or symbolic, the persistence of the king of the world legend across different cultures remains fascinating. The idea of a hidden ruler guiding humanity from an unseen location appears in several ancient traditions around the world. In some interpretations, the story may represent humanity's desire for wise leadership and spiritual guidance during times of uncertainty. Others believe that it may symbolize hidden knowledge preserved by ancient societies and passed down through secret teachings over many generations. Despite the lack of physical evidence supporting the existence of such a leader or an underground empire, the legend continues to capture the imagination of mystery researchers and historians alike. The concept of a wise guardian watching over the world from a hidden realm raises intriguing questions about how ancient cultures understood leadership, knowledge, and the unseen forces shaping human history. As we continue this journey into the mystery of Agartha, the next part of our series will explore the fascinating theories connecting Agartha with lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, and why some researchers believe that survivors of these ancient cultures may have retreated underground thousands of years ago, possibly forming the hidden civilization described in the legends. As the legend of Agartha continued to evolve during the 20th century, many researchers and mystery writers began connecting the story of this hidden underground civilization with another set of ancient legends, the lost civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria. According to some theorists, these famous lost worlds may not have completely disappeared as many historians believe. Instead, the survivors of those advanced ancient societies may have retreated underground thousands of years ago, eventually forming the hidden civilization that later became known as Agartha. While these ideas remain highly speculative and are not supported by mainstream archaeology, the connections between these legends have created one of the most fascinating mystery theories in alternative history. The story of Atlantis itself goes back to ancient Greek philosophy, where a powerful island civilization was described as having existed thousands of years ago before being destroyed by a catastrophic natural disaster. According to the story, Atlantis was highly advanced for its time, possessing remarkable knowledge of engineering, architecture, and science. Some researchers who study ancient mysteries believe that if such a civilization had existed and faced sudden destruction, it is possible that some of its people may have searched for refuge in underground environments where they could survive the disaster. In this interpretation, large cave systems or underground tunnels might have offered protection from floods, earthquakes, or climate changes that destroyed surface settlements. Over time, these survivors could have developed their own underground society, eventually evolving into the civilization described in the Agartha legend. A similar idea is often connected to the mythical continent of Lemuria, another lost civilization frequently mentioned in 19th-century mystical writings. Lemuria was believed by some early theorists to have been a massive landmass located in the Pacific Ocean long before recorded history. According to certain alternative history theories, Lemuria was home to a spiritually advanced civilization that possessed deep knowledge of energy, consciousness, and natural forces. When catastrophic geological events supposedly destroyed the continent, some of its inhabitants may have escaped by traveling to underground regions where they could continue preserving their knowledge and culture. Supporters of these ideas often claim that the legends of Agartha could represent the hidden continuation of these ancient civilizations, quietly existing beneath the earth while the surface world moved through centuries of war, conflict, and technological change. One reason these theories became popular is the surprising similarity between ancient myths found in different parts of the world. Many cultures have stories describing powerful civilizations that disappeared suddenly or were destroyed by natural disasters. Some of these myths also mention underground refuges or hidden lands where survivors escaped to rebuild their societies. For example, certain Native American traditions speak of ancestors who once lived underground before emerging onto the surface in ancient times. Similar underground world myths appear in parts of Asia, Europe, and South America, suggesting that the idea of hidden subterranean realms has existed in human storytelling for thousands of years. Another factor that fueled these theories was the discovery of ancient underground cities built by historical civilizations. Archaeologists have uncovered impressive subterranean structures in various regions of the world, including enormous underground complexes carved deep into rock formations. Some of these ancient cities contain multiple levels, ventilation systems, water storage chambers, and living spaces capable of supporting thousands of people. These discoveries demonstrate that ancient societies were capable of creating extensive underground environments for protection and survival. While these historical structures are far smaller than the massive empire described in Agartha legends, they show that humans have long used underground spaces as safe refuges during times of danger. For believers in the Agartha story, these ancient underground cities are sometimes viewed as possible evidence that a much larger subterranean network might still exist somewhere beneath the earth. However, most scientists and historians caution that there is currently no credible evidence linking real archaeological discoveries with the legendary civilization of Agartha. The connections between Agartha, Atlantis, and Lemuria are largely based on speculative interpretations rather than verified historical records. Nevertheless, the idea that fragments of ancient knowledge may have survived catastrophic events continues to intrigue many researchers who study lost civilizations and forgotten histories. What makes these legends particularly compelling is the possibility that ancient myths might preserve distorted memories of real events that occurred thousands of years ago. Massive floods, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and climate changes have shaped human history in dramatic ways, and ancient civilizations may have recorded these events through symbolic stories that were passed down through generations. Over time, those stories could have transformed into the legends we hear today about hidden kingdoms, lost continents, and underground civilizations. As we continue exploring the mystery of Agartha, the next part of this series will focus on some of the strange expeditions and secret missions that were rumored to search for entrances to this hidden world during the 20th century. These stories involve explorers, military expeditions, and mysterious reports that claim certain powerful groups may have attempted to uncover the truth about what lies beneath the surface of our planet. During the early 20th century, the mystery surrounding Agartha began attracting not only explorers and researchers but also political groups and secret organizations that were fascinated by ancient legends and hidden knowledge. As stories about underground civilizations spread through books, travel journals, and mystical writings, rumors began to circulate that certain governments and powerful groups might have secretly searched for the entrances to this mysterious underground world. Although many of these stories remain unverified and are often considered conspiracy theories, they have become an important part of the modern Agartha legend and continue to fuel curiosity about what might lie beneath the Earth's surface. One of the most widely discussed stories involves secret expeditions rumored to have taken place in Central Asia during the early 1900s. At that time, the remote regions of Tibet, Mongolia, and the Himalayas were still largely unexplored by Western researchers. These areas were known for their deep spiritual traditions and ancient monasteries that preserved knowledge passed down for centuries. Because many of the Agartha legends were connected to Tibetan and Mongolian folklore, some explorers believed that the mountains and deserts of Central Asia might contain hidden passages leading to the underground civilization. According to certain historical accounts, a number of expeditions traveled through these regions searching for ancient manuscripts, sacred sites, and hidden caves that might provide clues about the legendary kingdom. While most of these expeditions focused on cultural and archaeological research, later mystery writers began suggesting that some missions may have had secret goals related to discovering Agartha itself. Another theory that gained attention during the 20th century involved the idea that certain European political groups were interested in ancient Asian legends about hidden knowledge and lost civilizations. Some historians have noted that during the 1930s, a number of expeditions were sent to Tibet by researchers interested in studying local traditions, languages, and historical records. These journeys were officially presented as scientific or cultural missions, but later speculation suggested that some participants may also have been searching for clues connected to the Agartha legend. According to conspiracy theories that emerged decades later, these expeditions hoped to locate secret tunnels or sacred locations that might reveal the entrance to a hidden underground world. However, historians who have studied the actual records of these journeys emphasize that there is no reliable evidence showing that such discoveries were ever made. Despite this lack of proof, the idea that secret groups might have searched for Agartha captured the imagination of mystery enthusiasts and became a popular theme in books and documentaries about hidden civilizations. Another story often mentioned in connection with Agartha involves rumored explorations of the polar regions during the early 20th century. Some theorists believed that the North and South poles might contain enormous openings leading to the interior of the Earth. According to hollow Earth theories that circulated during that time, these polar openings could provide access to vast underground worlds illuminated by unknown energy sources. Supporters of this idea pointed to early polar expeditions and claimed that explorers may have encountered unusual geographical features or strange atmospheric conditions that hinted at the existence of hidden inner regions of the planet. While these claims are widely rejected by modern science and are not supported by any credible evidence, they became an important part of the mythology surrounding secret expeditions to find Agartha. In reality, scientific exploration of the polar regions has mapped the terrain in great detail, and no such openings have ever been discovered. Nevertheless, the stories of hidden gateways beneath the ice continue to appear in mystery literature and online discussions. What makes these expedition stories so fascinating is the way they combine real historical journeys with imaginative interpretations and speculation. During the 20th century, many remote parts of the world were still largely unexplored, and explorers often encountered unusual landscapes, mysterious cave systems, and ancient ruins that sparked curiosity about forgotten histories. When these discoveries were combined with ancient legends about underground worlds, it became easy for rumors and theories to grow beyond the available evidence. Over time, these stories transformed into elaborate narratives suggesting that powerful organizations had attempted to uncover the secrets of Agartha but kept their discoveries hidden from the public. While historians and scientists continue to emphasize that there is no reliable proof of a massive underground civilization beneath the earth, the enduring popularity of these expedition stories shows how strongly the mystery of Agartha captures the human imagination. People have always been fascinated by the idea that unknown worlds might exist just beyond the boundaries of our current knowledge. Whether those worlds lie in distant galaxies, deep oceans, or beneath the surface of our own planet, the possibility of hidden discoveries continues to inspire exploration and curiosity. As we continue this series, the next part will examine the scientific perspective on the Agartha legend, exploring what modern geology and planetary science tell us about the structure of the Earth and whether any part of the hollow Earth or underground civilization theories could be physically possible according to current scientific understanding. As the legend of Agartha continued to gain attention throughout the 20th century, scientists and geologists began examining the claims surrounding underground civilizations and hollow Earth theories from a scientific perspective. While the stories of hidden kingdoms beneath the planet are fascinating, modern science relies on extensive research, geological studies, and technological measurements to understand the true structure of the Earth. According to current scientific knowledge, the Earth is composed of several distinct layers, each with very different physical conditions. The outermost layer, known as the crust, is relatively thin compared to the rest of the planet and is where all known life exists. Beneath the crust lies the mantle, a vast region of extremely hot and dense rock that extends thousands of kilometers deep. At the center of the Earth is the core, which is divided into a liquid outer core and a solid inner core composed primarily of iron and nickel. These layers have been studied using seismic waves generated by earthquakes, which travel through the planet and allow scientists to measure the density and structure of materials deep underground. Because these waves change speed and direction when passing through different layers, researchers can create detailed models of the Earth's interior without physically traveling there. The results of these studies show that the conditions deep within the planet are extremely harsh, with temperatures reaching thousands of degrees and pressures far beyond what human-made structures could withstand. These findings make the idea of massive hollow spaces or underground civilizations deep within the Earth highly unlikely according to current scientific understanding. However, this does not mean that underground spaces do not exist at all. In fact, the Earth's crust contains many natural caves, tunnels, and enormous caverns created by geological processes over millions of years. Some of these underground chambers are incredibly large and have been explored by scientists and adventurers around the world. One of the most famous examples is the discovery of gigantic cave systems that stretch for hundreds of kilometers beneath the surface. These cave networks demonstrate that the planet's crust can contain surprisingly large empty spaces, though they are usually formed through natural processes such as the erosion of limestone by underground water. Some caves are so vast that they contain their own ecosystems, with unique species of insects, fish, and microorganisms that have adapted to life in darkness. In recent years, explorers have even discovered massive underground caverns large enough to hold entire forests, rivers, and clouds of mist inside them. These discoveries show that the underground environment of the Earth is far more complex and mysterious than many people realize. While these natural formations are impressive, they are still far smaller and shallower than the enormous subterranean empire described in the Agartha legend. Most known caves exist within the upper layers of the crust and do not extend deep enough to reach the intense heat and pressure found farther below. Modern drilling technology has also provided valuable information about the Earth's interior. Scientists have attempted to drill deeper into the crust to better understand its structure, and although the deepest human-made boreholes reach only a fraction of the distance toward the mantle, the data collected confirms the extreme conditions that exist at greater depths. These temperatures and pressures would make it extremely difficult for large open caverns to remain stable over long geological periods. Because of this evidence, most scientists conclude that the idea of a vast hidden civilization beneath the planet is not physically possible in the way described by the Agartha legends. Nevertheless, the scientific perspective does not completely eliminate the mystery surrounding underground environments. There are still many parts of the Earth's crust that remain unexplored, particularly deep cave systems and remote underground networks that have never been fully mapped. Some researchers believe that future exploration technologies may reveal new subterranean structures or geological formations that we do not yet fully understand. The deep ocean floor, underground aquifers, and hidden cave systems continue to surprise scientists with unexpected discoveries, reminding us that much of our planet remains mysterious even today. For many historians and anthropologists, the legend of Agartha may represent something different from a literal underground kingdom. Some believe it could symbolize hidden knowledge preserved by ancient cultures, spiritual teachings about inner worlds of consciousness, or stories created to explain natural phenomena that ancient people could not yet understand. Over centuries, these symbolic stories may have blended with traveler tales and imaginative interpretations, eventually forming the elaborate legend of a hidden subterranean civilization. Whether Agartha is viewed as myth, symbolism, or an undiscovered chapter of human imagination, it remains one of the most captivating stories connected to the mysteries of our planet. As we continue this series, the next part will explore why underground world legends appear in so many different cultures across the globe and what these stories might reveal about the way ancient civilizations understood the world beneath their feet. As we reach the 10th part of our exploration into the legend of Agartha, it becomes clear that the mystery of the hidden underground civilization is not limited to a single culture or region. Across the world, numerous traditions and myths describe subterranean worlds, secret kingdoms, and advanced civilizations existing beneath the surface, suggesting that the idea of hidden realms is a recurring theme in human imagination and storytelling. In Native American folklore, for example, many tribes tell stories of ancestors who once lived underground before emerging onto the surface. These stories often describe vast underground dwellings, mysterious tunnels, and beings who possessed advanced knowledge or spiritual abilities. Similarly, in Japan, legends speak of hidden underworlds inhabited by divine or semi-divine beings who guided humanity from secret realms beneath the earth. In South America, especially among the Inca and other Andean civilizations, tales of underground passages and sacred caverns are common, some of which were used for rituals, burial sites, or hidden storage, yet they also contributed to the imagination of vast subterranean worlds. Even in Europe, there are myths of hidden kingdoms beneath the mountains and forests, often depicted as magical realms where time passes differently and wisdom is preserved in ways inaccessible to the ordinary world. The recurring presence of underground world myths across continents raises an intriguing question: why do so many cultures imagine entire civilizations existing below the earth? Some researchers argue that these stories could be symbolic, representing spiritual journeys, inner exploration, or the search for hidden knowledge within oneself. Others suggest that these myths may preserve distorted memories of ancient societies that used underground spaces for protection, survival, or ritual purposes. Throughout history, humans have sought shelter underground during wars, natural disasters, or harsh environmental conditions. Extensive cave systems, tunnels, and subterranean settlements have been discovered in many parts of the world, demonstrating that people have long been capable of creating complex underground environments. In Turkey, for instance, the ancient underground city of Derinkuyu is carved into the rock and contains multiple levels, ventilation shafts, living quarters, storage rooms, and escape routes capable of housing thousands of people. Similar underground complexes have been found across the Middle East and Asia, suggesting that subterranean architecture was a practical solution for survival as well as a potential inspiration for the legends of hidden civilizations like Agartha. Another fascinating element of the Agartha legend is the way it blends spiritual and technological themes. Unlike conventional underground settlements, the stories describe a civilization that has mastered both advanced science and deep spiritual wisdom. According to the legends, the people of Agartha harness mysterious energy sources, live in harmony with natural forces, and maintain a peaceful, cooperative society guided by enlightened leaders. The king of the world, in particular, embodies the integration of knowledge, spirituality, and leadership, serving as a symbolic guardian of both the underground civilization and, indirectly, the surface world. Many researchers see in these stories an allegory for human potential. The hidden wisdom beneath the surface represents knowledge that is not immediately visible but can be discovered through exploration, study, and spiritual growth. Whether or not Agartha exists physically, the legend continues to inspire people to imagine worlds beyond the known, to explore both the literal and metaphorical depths of the earth, and to question the limits of human understanding. Modern technology, such as satellite imaging, ground-penetrating radar, and advanced caving equipment, has allowed scientists to explore parts of the planet that were once inaccessible, revealing enormous cave systems, underground rivers, and previously unknown geological formations. While none of these discoveries confirm the existence of a vast hidden civilization, they demonstrate that the Earth is far more complex beneath the surface than most people realize. For those captivated by mystery, this reinforces the idea that our planet may still hold secrets waiting to be uncovered. The legend of Agartha also reminds us of humanity's long-standing fascination with the unknown. From ancient myths to modern speculative theories, people have been drawn to the idea that hidden worlds exist just beyond ordinary perception. These stories encourage imagination, exploration, and reflection on what might lie beneath the familiar landscapes of everyday life. The underground worlds described in legends may serve as mirrors of human curiosity and the eternal search for knowledge, suggesting that our fascination with the hidden and unexplored is as ancient as civilization itself. As we conclude this series, it is important to recognize that the mystery of Agartha exists on multiple levels: literal, historical, symbolic, and spiritual. While modern science provides explanations for the structure of the Earth and challenges the possibility of a vast subterranean empire, the persistence of these legends across cultures, centuries, and continents indicates that the concept of hidden worlds continues to resonate deeply with human imagination. Whether Agartha represents an actual hidden civilization, a symbolic reflection of inner knowledge, or a combination of both, the story encourages exploration, curiosity, and a sense of wonder about the world beneath our feet. In this sense, the legend of Agartha is not merely a tale of lost cities or underground tunnels. It is a reflection of humanity's enduring desire to understand the unknown, to seek wisdom beyond immediate perception, and to imagine worlds that challenge the limits of what we believe to be possible. Although much of the Agartha legend has been treated as myth or allegory, some researchers and enthusiasts have explored the possibility that fragments of truth may underlie these ancient stories, pointing toward real underground phenomena or lost civilizations whose memory persisted through oral tradition and mystical texts. Part 11 of our series delves into the accounts, theories, and cultural narratives that suggest Agartha may not only have been a symbolic concept but also a repository for knowledge and wisdom preserved by ancient societies. Some scholars argue that the widespread presence of underground world myths across cultures indicates a shared human fascination with hidden realms, survival, and the preservation of knowledge. In particular, these legends often appear in regions that were historically prone to environmental disasters, invasions, or dramatic climate shifts, suggesting that subterranean refuges may have played a role in real human survival strategies. In Central Asia, for instance, the Himalayas, Mongolia, and Tibet are rich with stories of hidden valleys, sacred caves, and secret tunnels that were said to protect sacred knowledge and advance teachings from outsiders. Ancient monks and spiritual leaders reportedly passed down detailed instructions about these locations, often encoding them in symbolic language to prevent misuse. Some interpretations suggest that these subterranean networks were not only physical hideouts but also repositories for spiritual and philosophical knowledge, preserved through meditation, ritual, and oral tradition. The Tibetan texts and Buddhist writings that reference Agartha often connect the underground world with the kingdom of Shambhala, a mythical realm of spiritual perfection and enlightenment. While Shambhala is frequently interpreted as symbolic, some traditions describe it as an actual place, linked by vast tunnels and subterranean cities to other hidden realms. In these stories, Agartha functions as both a literal and metaphorical realm, a place where wisdom, advanced science, and spirituality coexist, inaccessible to those unprepared for its teachings. As explorers began traveling into these regions during the 19th and 20th centuries, their accounts reinforced the mystique surrounding Agartha. Nicholas Rurich's expeditions across the Himalayas and Mongolia, for example, documented countless tales from local monks and nomadic tribes about tunnels stretching deep beneath the mountains, secret underground cities, and guardian figures tasked with preserving hidden knowledge. Although Rurich never claimed to find physical evidence of Agartha itself, his writings suggest that local legends consistently described subterranean networks that were integral to cultural memory and spiritual practice. Many alternative historians and mystery researchers argue that these traditions point to a larger pattern. Societies across the world seem to have independently developed myths about underground civilizations, which raises the question of whether a shared historical event or series of events inspired these stories. Some theorists link these accounts to ancient advanced civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, proposing that survivors of cataclysmic events may have retreated underground to preserve their knowledge and culture. While mainstream archaeology has yet to uncover definitive evidence of such civilizations, the concept provides an imaginative framework for understanding how legends like Agartha could arise and endure across millennia. In addition to Central Asia, underground world myths appear in other parts of the globe. Native American traditions, for instance, tell of ancestors who lived beneath the earth before emerging onto the surface. In South America, the Incas and other Andean cultures spoke of sacred caverns and hidden passages that served both practical and spiritual purposes, often housing rituals, sacred objects, and knowledge passed down through generations. In Europe, stories of subterranean kingdoms, fairy realms, and magical underworlds also persist, reinforcing the idea that humans across cultures have long imagined advanced civilizations existing beneath their feet. Some researchers suggest that these myths may serve as symbolic representations of inner exploration, spiritual growth, or hidden knowledge rather than literal descriptions of underground cities. In this interpretation, Agartha embodies the potential for humanity to access wisdom that lies beneath the surface of ordinary perception. Technology and energy also play a significant role in many Agartha narratives. Unlike conventional human societies, the underground civilization is said to possess energy systems unknown to modern science, capable of illuminating entire caverns, powering transport, and sustaining ecosystems without harming the environment. These descriptions reflect a recurring theme in the legends: Agartha represents a civilization in which spiritual insight and technological mastery coexist harmoniously, offering a vision of what humanity might achieve if knowledge and wisdom were fully integrated. The king of the world, as the ruler of Agartha, embodies the ideal of enlightened leadership, an individual who guides a society based on wisdom, balance, and compassion, maintaining harmony among diverse cities and tunnels of the underground world. Through this figure, the stories emphasize the importance of moral and intellectual guidance as a foundation for societal stability. Even if Agartha exists primarily in myth, its influence on human imagination is undeniable. Explorers, writers, and spiritual seekers continue to be inspired by the possibility of hidden civilizations beneath the earth, prompting journeys into remote caves, mountains, and deserts in search of forgotten knowledge. In modern times, these stories have evolved into a global fascination, blending folklore, spiritual symbolism, and speculative science. As the series continues, we will examine modern interpretations of Agartha in literature, popular culture, and esoteric studies, exploring how the legend continues to influence contemporary thought, inspire curiosity, and challenge humanity's perception of what might exist just beneath the surface of the world. The legend of Agartha has not only survived through ancient texts and explorer accounts but has also evolved into a powerful element of modern esoteric thought and popular culture, influencing literature, films, and spiritual movements throughout the 20th and 21st centuries. In many contemporary interpretations, Agartha is portrayed as a utopian underground civilization, a hidden repository of knowledge, and a symbol of the potential harmony between technology, spirituality, and nature. Authors, mystics, and researchers alike have explored how the legend of Agartha reflects humanity's fascination with the unknown and its desire to access hidden wisdom that may lie just beyond ordinary perception. One of the most enduring aspects of modern Agartha lore is the idea that the underground civilization is both physically and spiritually advanced. According to popular accounts, Agartha is illuminated by energy sources unknown to the surface world, with underground cities connected by vast tunnels and tunnels capable of supporting entire ecosystems. Rivers, forests, and fertile agricultural areas exist inside these subterranean realms, allowing inhabitants to live in harmony with nature without the environmental degradation that often plagues surface societies. Many writers emphasize that the people of Agartha have achieved mastery over both science and spirituality, suggesting that their society represents a blueprint for the integration of knowledge, wisdom, and ethical governance. The king of the world, central to Agartha mythology, continues to capture the imagination of modern audiences as a symbolic figure representing enlightened leadership. In contemporary esoteric literature, this ruler is often portrayed as the guardian of humanity, observing global events from beneath the earth and intervening subtly to maintain balance during times of crisis. Some mystics interpret this figure as a metaphor for the higher self or collective consciousness, while others treat the king of the world as a literal leader of a hidden civilization whose technology and spiritual insight surpass our own. Alongside spiritual interpretations, the legend of Agartha has inspired many speculative theories connecting it to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria. Modern proponents suggest that survivors of cataclysmic events may have retreated underground, preserving knowledge, culture, and advanced technology that was later interpreted as mystical wisdom. While these theories are not supported by mainstream archaeology, they continue to capture the imagination of readers, researchers, and adventure seekers who speculate about what remnants of ancient civilizations might still exist beneath the surface. The influence of Agartha has also permeated popular culture, appearing in novels, films, and video games that explore hidden worlds, subterranean empires, and secret societies. These fictional representations often draw on the themes established in historical legends, portraying Agartha as a place of wonder, danger, and enlightenment. By combining adventure, mystery, and spiritual symbolism, these stories reinforce the allure of the underground civilization and keep its mythology alive in the modern imagination. Another compelling aspect of contemporary Agartha narratives involves secret expeditions and the search for entrances to the hidden world. Even though scientific evidence does not support the existence of massive underground civilizations, explorers, adventurers, and mystery enthusiasts continue to investigate remote regions, deep cave systems, and uncharted tunnels, inspired by the possibility that some form of the legend might be grounded in reality. From the caves of the Himalayas to remote deserts and mountain ranges, these searches reflect humanity's enduring curiosity about the unknown and its desire to uncover hidden truths, even in the absence of definitive proof. While modern geology, seismology, and planetary science make the existence of a vast subterranean civilization highly unlikely, the symbolic power of Agartha remains significant. The legend invites reflection on human potential, the integration of knowledge and spirituality, and the importance of seeking wisdom that lies beyond immediate perception. In many ways, the fascination with Agartha mirrors our broader exploration of hidden realms, both in the natural world and within ourselves. The persistent global presence of underground world myths also suggests that the concept resonates deeply with universal human concerns: survival, preservation of knowledge, spiritual development, and the desire to understand forces that shape our lives. These themes make Agartha not merely a story of underground cities but a mirror of human imagination, curiosity, and the search for deeper truths. In addition, modern interpretations often emphasize the environmental and societal lessons implicit in the legend. By portraying a civilization that exists in balance with its environment, uses clean energy, and prioritizes spiritual and moral development, Agartha serves as a vision of what humanity could aspire to achieve. The contrast between the underground world and the often chaotic surface societies highlights the importance of wisdom, cooperation, and sustainable living. Scholars, mystics, and writers continue to debate whether the legend is a metaphor, a memory of ancient subterranean refuges, or a record of a hidden civilization. Regardless of its origin, Agartha continues to inspire people across disciplines, from historians and anthropologists to spiritual seekers and creative artists. Its enduring appeal lies in its ability to connect myth, history, science, and imagination into a single narrative that challenges our perception of the world and encourages exploration, both literal and symbolic. As we reflect on the entirety of the Agartha legend in this series, it becomes evident that the story is far more than a tale of underground tunnels and hidden rulers. It represents humanity's fascination with the unknown, the desire to access hidden knowledge, and the hope that a civilization exists or once existed that embodies the highest integration of technology, spirituality, and wisdom. Whether Agartha is viewed as myth, allegory, or a potential historical reality, its legacy continues to captivate minds and inspire exploration, imagination, and wonder about the mysteries that may lie beneath the surface of our world. The fascination with Agartha does not end with ancient texts, explorer accounts, or modern esoteric interpretations. It continues to influence scientific curiosity, philosophical thought, and cultural imagination in unexpected ways. In Part 13 of this series, we delve deeper into the interplay between myth, exploration, and human aspiration that keeps the Agartha legend alive in contemporary consciousness. One of the most compelling aspects of the story is the way it blurs the lines between the literal and symbolic. While mainstream science largely rejects the possibility of an immense subterranean civilization existing beneath the Earth's crust, the persistence of underground world myths across cultures suggests that humans have long been drawn to imagining hidden spaces where knowledge, power, and spirituality converge. This recurring motif appears not only in Asia and the Americas but also across Europe, Africa, and Oceania, indicating that the underground world archetype is deeply embedded in collective human imagination. In Asia, particularly in Tibet and Mongolia, local traditions describe sacred valleys, hidden monasteries, and extensive tunnel networks that were once believed to connect distant regions. These passages were often portrayed as pathways for spiritual initiates or messengers, symbolizing the journey from ignorance to enlightenment. Explorers like Nicholas Roerich and others documented accounts of remote caves, mysterious lights, and local stories of guardians who protected entrances to hidden realms. Whether or not these passages were physically connected in the manner suggested by legend, the narratives emphasize the importance of secrecy, preparation, and spiritual readiness, qualities that extend the idea of Agartha beyond mere geography into the realm of inner exploration. Similarly, in the Americas, many Native American tribes preserved myths of subterranean dwellings and underground ancestors. In the Andes, the Inca spoke of sacred caverns that housed ceremonial artifacts, hidden knowledge, and safe refuge in times of upheaval. These spaces often symbolized continuity, preservation, and protection, reinforcing the idea that underground worlds functioned as both literal shelters and metaphors for hidden wisdom. In Europe, Norse myths describe Svartalfheim, a subterranean realm inhabited by dwarves skilled in crafting and engineering, while Celtic legends speak of fairy mounds and hidden underworlds rich with knowledge and resources. The ubiquity of these stories suggests that the human psyche is attuned to imagining realms beneath the surface, spaces where normal rules of time, space, and society may not apply, and where extraordinary knowledge can be preserved. One of the enduring attractions of the Agartha legend is its combination of advanced technology and spiritual enlightenment. Unlike conventional subterranean refuges known in archaeology, the stories describe cities powered by unknown energies, illuminated by mysterious light sources, and designed in ways that integrate ecological balance with human needs. Rivers, underground forests, and agricultural systems coexist alongside vast libraries, laboratories, and ceremonial halls. Some accounts even suggest that the inhabitants possess abilities that allow for telepathic communication, instantaneous travel through tunnels, or manipulation of natural energy, abilities that seem almost magical from the perspective of modern science. While mainstream researchers view these claims as symbolic or imaginative, they reflect a persistent theme: humanity's desire to envision a society that has achieved both intellectual mastery and ethical harmony, free from the conflicts, environmental degradation, and chaos often observed on the surface. The King of the World, as the central figure of Agartha, embodies this ideal. In contemporary interpretations, he is portrayed not merely as a political ruler but as a guardian of wisdom, a spiritual guide, and an arbiter of balance. Some mystics interpret the king as a representation of collective human potential, a metaphor for the integration of knowledge, morality, and insight that guides society when achieved. Others treat him as a literal hidden leader whose influence extends subtly to the surface world, maintaining order through unseen channels. The connection between Agartha and lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria further enriches the narrative. Speculative historians argue that survivors of catastrophic events may have retreated underground to preserve their culture, technology, and philosophical understanding. While these claims are not supported by archaeological evidence, they provide a framework for understanding how myths of underground civilizations could have originated from real historical events, distorted over time and blended with symbolic or spiritual elements. Modern exploration continues to fuel interest in Agartha, despite the scientific improbability of a vast subterranean civilization existing beneath the planet. Speleologists, geologists, and adventurers still investigate deep cave systems, uncharted underground networks, and isolated mountain ranges. Driven by curiosity and the possibility of discovering previously unknown natural phenomena. Some of these explorations reveal enormous chambers, underground rivers, and unique ecosystems that, while natural in origin, resonate with the imaginative depictions of subterranean worlds found in legend. The enduring appeal of Agartha lies not only in the possibility of physical discovery but also in its symbolic significance. The legend reflects humanity's quest for hidden knowledge, spiritual growth, and ethical leadership, as well as the perennial hope that a society can exist in harmony with both technology and nature. Across cultures and centuries, the myth serves as a mirror for human aspiration, inviting reflection on what lies beneath both the surface of the earth and the surface of consciousness. In the next part of this series, we will examine the interaction between Agartha legends and modern esoteric movements, exploring how the story has influenced spiritual teachings, mystical practices, and the development of alternative philosophies that continue to inspire seekers of hidden wisdom in the contemporary world. The legend of Agartha has not only inspired explorers and mystery enthusiasts but has also significantly influenced modern esoteric movements, mystical philosophies, and spiritual teachings, creating a rich tapestry of interpretations that blend ancient myth, symbolism, and contemporary thought. In Part 14 of this series, we examine how Agartha has shaped spiritual practices and alternative philosophies in ways that extend far beyond the literal search for underground cities. Many modern esoteric traditions interpret Agartha as a metaphor for inner exploration, emphasizing that the subterranean world represents the hidden realms of consciousness, spiritual wisdom, and human potential. According to these teachings, the tunnels, caverns, and underground cities symbolize the layers of the mind and soul, with the journey into the depths reflecting the process of self-discovery, enlightenment, and awakening. Practitioners of these philosophies often employ meditation, visualization, and other spiritual exercises to symbolically descend into Agartha, seeking guidance, clarity, and insight that might otherwise remain inaccessible in ordinary consciousness. Central to these interpretations is the figure of the king of the world, who is regarded not only as a guardian of a hidden civilization but also as a representation of higher consciousness, inner wisdom, and the guiding principle of ethical and spiritual harmony. In esoteric teachings, the king's guidance is considered a symbol for the inner voice or intuitive knowledge that directs one toward balance, integrity, and higher understanding. Just as the king of the world maintains order in the legendary subterranean society, spiritual seekers are encouraged to cultivate inner discipline, moral clarity, and awareness to harmonize their own inner worlds and, by extension, their interactions with the outer world. Modern esoteric writers also emphasize Agartha's advanced technology as a symbol of the union between intellect and intuition. The energy systems, subterranean transport, and ecological integration described in the legends are interpreted metaphorically as the potential of the human mind to harness knowledge in harmony with natural and universal laws. In these frameworks, the hidden civilization of Agartha represents an ideal state of human evolution, where intellectual mastery, ethical conduct, and spiritual insight coexist seamlessly. Beyond personal spiritual development, Agartha has influenced a range of mystical and philosophical movements that explore the interconnection between humanity, the earth, and the cosmos. Many New Age thinkers regard the legend as evidence that Earth itself is a living entity, with underground realms serving as energetic centers, ley lines, or repositories of ancient wisdom. These interpretations often draw upon geomancy, sacred geography, and vibrational energy concepts to suggest that the hidden cities of Agartha may be aligned with natural energy flows, enhancing human consciousness and spiritual growth for those who are receptive. In some mystical teachings, the tunnels and subterranean networks connecting Agartha's cities are seen as symbolic of the pathways linking human consciousness to collective knowledge, spiritual memory, and cosmic awareness. Just as the underground civilization preserves wisdom inaccessible to ordinary people, These teachings encourage seekers to cultivate practices that uncover hidden potential, intuition, and understanding within themselves. Another aspect of modern esoteric interest in Agartha involves the integration of planetary and cosmic consciousness. Some spiritual frameworks posit that the hidden civilization plays a role in maintaining the balance of Earth's energies, acting as guardians or stewards of both the planet and its inhabitants. While these ideas are largely symbolic, they reinforce the notion that human civilization could benefit from ethical leadership, harmony with natural forces, and the application of wisdom rather than power alone. The connection between Agartha and ancient lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria is also emphasized in contemporary spiritual teachings. Esoteric writers often argue that the survivors of cataclysmic events retreated underground, not merely for survival, but to preserve advanced spiritual knowledge and ethical principles that could guide humanity's future. In this view, the subterranean world is a living archive of both technological mastery and moral wisdom, waiting to be rediscovered by those prepared to understand its significance. The enduring popularity of Agartha in esoteric circles is further reinforced by its adaptability. Whether interpreted literally, metaphorically, or symbolically, the legend provides a framework for exploring the unknown, integrating personal development with planetary consciousness, and considering the potential for human evolution in both physical and spiritual dimensions. Mystics, writers, and spiritual seekers continue to draw upon Agartha in guided meditations, visionary literature, and philosophical discourse, highlighting its capacity to inspire insight, imagination, and ethical reflection. Importantly, the legend also serves as a reminder that myths and spiritual teachings are often intertwined, preserving layers of cultural memory, philosophical reflection, and imaginative exploration. In the case of Agartha, the subterranean civilization functions as a nexus between ancient myth, esoteric wisdom, and contemporary aspiration, demonstrating the human tendency to project hopes, fears, and ideals onto unknown spaces. As such, Agartha becomes a lens through which we can examine not only the mysteries of the earth but also the mysteries of human consciousness, ethical responsibility, and the pursuit of knowledge. In the following parts of this series, we will explore how the symbolism of Agartha continues to influence modern culture, from literature and films to artistic expression and speculative science, illustrating the enduring relevance of this legend as both a source of wonder and a guide for human imagination and spiritual exploration. The legend of Agartha has not only persisted through history but has also taken on new dimensions in modern culture, influencing literature, films, speculative science, and artistic expression, making it one of the most enduring and multifaceted myths of human civilization. In Part 15 of this series, we examine how the myth continues to inspire creativity, imagination, and philosophical reflection, as well as how it has been reinterpreted in the context of contemporary thought. One of the most striking aspects of Agartha in modern culture is the way it combines adventure, mystery, and the possibility of hidden knowledge. Writers and filmmakers often depict the underground civilization as a vast, utopian realm, filled with advanced technology, enormous cities, and complex energy systems that are far beyond anything known on the surface. In many stories, explorers venture into deep caves, mountain tunnels, or polar openings, encountering not only breathtaking architecture and technological marvels but also spiritual guides and guardians who impart wisdom and challenge the protagonist's understanding of reality. These fictional representations build upon the historical legends, emphasizing themes of discovery, transformation, and the pursuit of knowledge, while allowing audiences to imagine a world where human potential has been fully realized in harmony with nature. Beyond literature and film, Agartha has influenced artistic expression, inspiring painters, illustrators, and digital artists to depict the underground world in vivid detail. Many artworks portray subterranean cities illuminated by crystal light, surrounded by rivers, forests, and floating platforms, capturing the sense of wonder and grandeur described in ancient accounts. These visual interpretations often blend natural landscapes with futuristic architecture, emphasizing the union of technology, spirituality, and ecological balance that defines the Agarthan ideal. Through art, the legend becomes not only a narrative but also an immersive experience, allowing viewers to engage with the myth on both imaginative and emotional levels. The philosophical implications of Agartha also continue to captivate thinkers and spiritual seekers. In contemporary esoteric and New Age circles, the underground civilization is often viewed as a symbol for the untapped potential of human consciousness and the hidden aspects of reality that lie beneath surface appearances. The tunnels and subterranean networks are interpreted as metaphors for the inner journey, representing the process of uncovering latent wisdom, cultivating intuition, and accessing higher states of awareness. Spiritual teachers frequently emphasize that the king of the world is not only a guardian of a hidden empire but also a representation of inner guidance, moral clarity, and enlightened leadership, qualities that individuals can cultivate in their own lives. Interestingly, modern speculative science and alternative archaeology have also drawn inspiration from Agartha. While mainstream geology and planetary science reject the possibility of a vast hollow Earth containing a living civilization, researchers continue to study unusual cave systems, deep underground rivers, and uncharted subterranean regions, raising questions about the limits of human exploration and understanding. In some speculative models, these natural underground formations are imagined as remnants or echoes of lost civilizations, linking geological discoveries with cultural myths. Though such ideas remain highly controversial, they illustrate the enduring influence of Agartha on human curiosity and the desire to explore what lies beyond known boundaries. Another dimension of modern fascination involves the psychological and cultural resonance of Agartha. The legend represents more than physical underground cities. It embodies humanity's longing for hidden knowledge, ethical leadership, and a harmonious society. In an age marked by rapid technological advancement, environmental challenges, and political conflict, the myth provides a vision of a society where wisdom, morality, and technology coexist in balance. This vision has inspired thinkers, writers, and cultural commentators to reflect on how human civilization might evolve, drawing lessons from the symbolic example of Agartha to imagine a more sustainable and enlightened future. The global spread of Agartha legends also highlights the universality of the human imagination. From Tibetan and Mongolian folklore to Native American myths, South American sacred traditions, and European underworld stories, the concept of hidden realms recurs across cultures, suggesting a deep-seated archetype in the collective human psyche. These recurring themes, hidden wisdom, subterranean refuge, advanced civilizations, and enlightened guardians, demonstrate that the allure of Agartha is not confined to a single tradition but resonates with universal human concerns about survival, knowledge, spirituality, and ethical leadership. In addition, Agartha has influenced interactive media, including video games, role-playing scenarios, and virtual worlds. In these contexts, players explore vast underground cities, encounter mystical beings, and solve puzzles or quests to access hidden knowledge. Such experiences allow participants to engage directly with the legend, making it a living and evolving narrative that bridges ancient myth and modern technology. Through these interactive interpretations, Agartha becomes not only a story to be read or imagined but a world to be experienced and explored, reinforcing its relevance to contemporary audiences. Ultimately, the legend of Agartha continues to captivate because it operates on multiple levels simultaneously, as history, myth, spiritual metaphor, and imaginative playground. Its persistence across centuries demonstrates humanity's enduring fascination with what lies beneath the surface, both in the literal world of geology and in the metaphorical realms of consciousness and ethical development. As the series progresses, future parts will examine how Agartha intersects with other modern myths, conspiracy theories, and alternative histories, exploring the ways in which this subterranean civilization continues to challenge perceptions, inspire inquiry, and stimulate the imagination of those who dare to wonder what secrets the earth may still conceal beneath its crew. The legend of Agartha, having evolved over centuries from ancient myth and oral tradition to modern esoteric thought and popular culture, continues to captivate scholars, mystics, and adventurers alike, blending the realms of imagination, philosophy, and speculation. In Part 16 of this series, we explore the intersection of Agartha with modern conspiracy theories, fringe archaeology, and speculative explorations, revealing how the legend persists as a source of mystery and fascination in contemporary society. One of the key reasons Agartha remains compelling is the way it embodies the idea of hidden knowledge, wisdom preserved outside the conventional understanding of history and science. Many conspiracy theorists suggest that governments or secret organizations may have discovered entrances to subterranean networks and possess knowledge about Agartha that is withheld from the public. While no verifiable evidence supports such claims, they resonate with the broader theme of humanity's curiosity about what lies beneath the surface, both literally and figuratively, and they feed into an enduring narrative of hidden truths waiting to be uncovered by the courageous or the inquisitive. The connection between Agartha and alleged underground military or research installations has further fueled speculation. Some theorists propose that tunnels in remote regions, including the polar areas, Central Asia, and parts of South America, may conceal access points to ancient subterranean complexes. These ideas often draw upon the combination of unexplained geological formations, the discovery of natural cave systems, and historical accounts of secret expeditions. While mainstream science explains these tunnels and caverns as natural formations resulting from geological processes over millions of years, the imagination of explorers, writers, and theorists continues to envision a network of underground cities stretching across continents, preserving advanced technology and esoteric knowledge. Beyond speculative theories, the psychological and symbolic dimensions of Agartha remain central to its enduring power. The underground civilization is frequently interpreted as a metaphor for hidden human potential, the subconscious mind, or spiritual insight. Just as the tunnels and chambers of Agartha's cities are hidden from casual view, so too are the deeper capacities of human consciousness. Mystics and esoteric teachers suggest that exploration of the inner self is analogous to a journey into the subterranean world, where one encounters challenges, guardians, and treasures of wisdom that must be understood and integrated. The king of the world, in this context, represents the guiding principle of higher awareness, moral integrity, and enlightened leadership, serving as a model for how individuals and societies might cultivate balance between knowledge, ethics, and spiritual insight. In modern cultural expressions, Agartha has been adapted into countless stories of adventure, discovery, and mystical exploration. Authors of speculative fiction frequently depict subterranean empires illuminated by mysterious energies, interconnected by vast tunnel systems, and inhabited by beings possessing extraordinary intellect and spiritual refinement. Films, television series, and video games often expand upon these narratives, allowing audiences to imagine themselves journeying through immense underground landscapes, discovering hidden knowledge, and engaging with the philosophical and ethical questions raised by an advanced civilization. Such portrayals reinforce the enduring allure of Agartha, merging the thrill of adventure with reflections on human potential, societal organization, and the ethical use of power and technology. In addition, Agartha has influenced spiritual movements that integrate ecological awareness and planetary stewardship into their teachings. The legend often portrays subterranean societies living in perfect harmony with their environment, using clean energy, sustaining ecosystems, and avoiding the environmental degradation common to surface civilizations. This aspect of the legend serves as a powerful metaphor for sustainable living and the integration of technological advancement with ecological responsibility. Many New Age and esoteric thinkers draw lessons from this vision, using Agartha as a model for balancing human development with respect for the natural world. Archaeology and geology, while unable to confirm the existence of a massive underground empire, continue to uncover extensive subterranean structures, vast cave networks, and hidden chambers that demonstrate the complexity and richness of the Earth's crust. Sites such as Derinkuyu in Turkey or the Sun Dong cave system in Vietnam provide tangible examples of human ingenuity in creating underground dwellings and passages, inspiring comparisons to the vast subterranean cities described in Agartha legends. While these structures are far smaller than the legendary empire, they highlight the real-world precedent for creating intricate underground networks capable of sustaining life, suggesting that the myth may be rooted, in part, in the human experience of subterranean refuge and ingenuity. Agartha also persists as a global cultural archetype because it combines mystery with aspiration. Across cultures, the legend evokes the desire to explore, to discover hidden truths, and to achieve a higher state of understanding. Its narratives emphasize moral and spiritual guidance, technological mastery, and societal harmony, offering an ideal that contrasts with the turmoil, conflict, and environmental challenges often observed on the surface world. In this sense, Agartha serves not only as a symbol of the unknown but also as a vision of what humanity might aspire to become. Furthermore, the enduring popularity of the legend demonstrates how myths evolve to meet contemporary needs. While ancient stories focused on hidden valleys, sacred caves, and mystical guardians, modern interpretations incorporate technology, energy, exploration, and spiritual psychology, allowing the narrative to remain relevant to current philosophical, scientific, and artistic discussions. The convergence of myth, imagination, and scientific curiosity ensures that Agartha continues to inspire new generations of thinkers, artists, and seekers. As we proceed to future parts of the series, the focus will shift toward examining the intersection of Agartha with extraterrestrial theories, the role of energy networks in mystical interpretations, and how the legend continues to shape popular perceptions of hidden realms. By analyzing these dimensions, we gain insight into why the story of Agartha persists as one of the most intriguing and enduring mysteries in human culture, blending adventure, wisdom, and the eternal human desire to uncover what lies just beyond the visible world. The legend of Agartha continues to evolve as a symbol of hidden knowledge, spiritual wisdom, and human curiosity, intersecting with themes of exploration, mysticism, and the search for advanced civilizations. And in part 17 of the series, we delve into the ways Agartha has been connected to energy theories, mystical practices, and even extraterrestrial speculation. One of the most fascinating aspects of the legend is the belief that the subterranean civilization harnesses unknown energy sources capable of sustaining vast underground cities, illuminating caverns, and powering complex machinery without environmental damage. In modern esoteric interpretations, these energy systems are often described as vibrational, magnetic, or crystalline, representing forces that align with the natural frequencies of the Earth and the cosmos. Practitioners and theorists suggest that understanding and attuning to these energies could allow humans to access higher states of consciousness, improve health, and gain insight into the mysteries of the universe. Some writers propose that the tunnels and caverns of Agartha act as conduits for planetary energy, forming a network that maintains the balance and stability of the Earth's magnetic and energetic fields. This concept has inspired discussions about ley lines, geomantic grids, and sacred sites around the world, suggesting that the myth of Agartha is not merely about hidden cities but also about the flow of energy and the interconnection between humanity and the planet. In addition to energy theories, Agartha has been linked to extraterrestrial speculation in certain modern interpretations. Some theorists propose that the civilization may have origins connected to otherworldly visitors, advanced beings who guided early human societies and shared knowledge about technology, energy, and spiritual wisdom. In these narratives, the tunnels and vast underground networks are considered part of a larger system designed to preserve knowledge that humanity might otherwise lose. While mainstream science finds no evidence for such extraterrestrial connections, these ideas have become part of a rich imaginative tradition that combines ancient myth, mystical philosophy, and speculative exploration, reinforcing the idea that Agartha represents both hidden physical realms and unseen dimensions of consciousness. Historically, many explorers, adventurers, and mystics have interpreted Agartha as a realm where time and space operate differently from the surface world. In Tibetan and Mongolian folklore, for example, travelers entering sacred caves or hidden valleys sometimes emerged months or years later, despite experiencing only days within the subterranean environment. These stories, whether symbolic or anecdotal, suggest that the underground realm could be understood as a liminal space where ordinary laws of physics are suspended, providing a metaphorical framework for the exploration of altered states of consciousness, spiritual insight, and inner transformation. The symbolic interpretation of Agartha as a space for inner journey and enlightenment is further reinforced by the recurring motif of initiation. Many esoteric texts describe entering the underground world as a rite of passage, where explorers must overcome obstacles, decipher mysteries, and demonstrate moral and spiritual readiness. This narrative parallels the human process of self-discovery and mastery, in which knowledge, wisdom, and ethical understanding are gained gradually and require discipline, courage, and insight. In these interpretations, the king of the world functions as both guardian and teacher, guiding worthy seekers while protecting the integrity of the hidden civilization. In addition to its spiritual and philosophical dimensions, Agartha continues to inspire modern scientific curiosity, particularly in the exploration of subterranean environments. Speleologists, geologists, and researchers of extreme environments have discovered vast cave systems, underground rivers, and enormous chambers that provide new insights into the planet's structure and the potential for life in hidden niches. While none of these discoveries confirm the existence of a sophisticated civilization beneath the Earth, they demonstrate that subterranean spaces can support complex ecosystems and human habitation, providing a tangible foundation for the enduring fascination with underground worlds. These real-world discoveries also fuel imaginative speculation, prompting both storytellers and researchers to wonder what other hidden spaces may exist, awaiting discovery. The global reach of Agartha myths further emphasizes the universal appeal of hidden worlds. From the caverns of Central Asia to Native American subterranean traditions, Andean sacred sites, and European underworld myths, the idea of advanced civilizations concealed beneath the surface resonates across cultures and centuries. This recurrence suggests that subterranean worlds serve as archetypal representations of human aspirations, including the pursuit of knowledge, the protection of wisdom, and the search for harmony with natural and spiritual laws. In contemporary culture, Agartha also functions as a framework for exploring ethical and societal ideals. The legend describes a civilization in which technology, morality, and spirituality are fully integrated, providing a model for human societies striving to balance innovation with ecological responsibility and ethical governance. Writers, filmmakers, and artists frequently depict these societies as utopian, emphasizing cooperation, sustainability, and enlightenment, offering both cautionary and aspirational messages to surface world audiences. As we continue exploring Agartha in this series, it becomes evident that the legend operates simultaneously on multiple levels, as myth, philosophy, spiritual metaphor, speculative science, and cultural inspiration. Its enduring appeal lies in its capacity to stimulate imagination, provoke inquiry, and encourage reflection on both the hidden physical realms of the earth and the hidden potential within human consciousness. The interplay of subterranean mystery, advanced knowledge, and spiritual wisdom ensures that Agartha remains a powerful symbol for explorers, seekers, and thinkers who are drawn to the unknown, whether it exists in the depths beneath the surface or within the uncharted territories of the human mind. In the following parts, the series will examine the continuing influence of Agartha in modern literature, media, and mystical practice, highlighting how the legend adapts to contemporary contexts while preserving its essence as a symbol of mystery, knowledge, and human aspiration. The legend of Agartha, as it has evolved over centuries, continues to captivate the imagination of adventurers, mystics, and scholars, blending myth, speculation, and philosophical reflection in ways that transcend geography, culture, and time. In Part 18 of this series, we explore the modern cultural, literary, and artistic impact of Agartha, examining how the legend has inspired creativity, speculation, and spiritual exploration in the contemporary world. One of the most compelling reasons Agartha continues to fascinate is the seamless integration of mystery, advanced knowledge, and ethical aspiration. Modern authors, filmmakers, and game designers often depict Agartha as a utopian subterranean civilization illuminated by energy sources unknown to the surface world, with vast cities, intricate transportation networks, and ecological systems carefully balanced to sustain life. These imaginative portrayals combine elements of science fiction, fantasy, and spiritual allegory, reinforcing the idea that the underground civilization represents both the potential of human achievement and the hidden possibilities of the Earth itself. Literature inspired by Agartha frequently explores themes of discovery, transformation, and moral responsibility. Protagonists often enter subterranean worlds expecting adventure, only to find themselves confronted with ethical dilemmas, ancient wisdom, or spiritual trials. In this narrative structure, the underground world becomes a mirror of the human psyche, where knowledge, morality, and consciousness intersect. The tunnels, caverns, and hidden cities of Agartha serve as metaphors for the inner journey, symbolizing the exploration of subconscious layers, latent potential, and the ethical dimensions of human action. Similarly, visual arts have embraced the myth of Agartha, translating its concepts into vivid imagery that captures both the grandeur and mystery of subterranean worlds. Illustrators and digital artists depict immense underground landscapes illuminated by crystal or energy light, vast underground rivers, floating gardens, and complex cityscapes that convey a sense of wonder and sophistication. These artistic interpretations often blend natural features with fantastical technology, highlighting the harmony between human ingenuity and ecological balance, a central theme in Agartha legends. In modern spirituality, Agartha is interpreted not only as a physical hidden world but also as a symbolic representation of human potential and spiritual enlightenment. Esoteric teachings frequently suggest that the underground civilization embodies the integration of intellect, intuition, and ethical conduct. The king of the world, central to these narratives, functions as a symbolic guide or inner mentor, representing the principles of moral clarity, wisdom, and enlightened leadership. In this context, the exploration of Agartha parallels the journey of self-discovery, where inner trials, challenges, and insights mirror the descent into subterranean realms described in legend. The legend also intersects with speculative theories and alternative archaeology, which imagine that remnants of advanced civilizations may exist underground, either as survival refuges or as repositories of knowledge lost to surface societies. Proponents of hollow earth theories and subterranean networks often link Agartha to polar openings, extensive cave systems, or ancient tunnels, proposing that the legend may preserve memory of real events or forgotten technologies. Although mainstream science does not support these claims, the persistent fascination with Agartha illustrates humanity's enduring curiosity about hidden spaces, advanced civilizations, and undiscovered knowledge. Real-world subterranean discoveries continue to reinforce the allure of the legend. Vast cave systems, such as the Sun Dome caves in Vietnam or Derinkuyu in Turkey, demonstrate the Earth's capacity to harbor extensive underground networks capable of supporting human habitation. While these structures are not evidence of a hidden empire, they provide tangible proof that subterranean environments can be both complex and life-sustaining, offering inspiration for imaginative interpretations of Agartha as a functioning civilization. The symbolic and philosophical dimensions of the legend also persist in modern thought. Agartha is frequently invoked as a model for ecological balance, ethical governance, and technological integration. The underground civilization's purported ability to exist in harmony with its environment serves as a reminder of the potential for human societies to reconcile innovation with sustainability. Many spiritual and New Age practitioners draw upon the legend to illustrate the importance of aligning human action with universal principles, cultivating inner wisdom, and developing a harmonious relationship with the natural world. Furthermore, Agartha continues to influence popular culture and media, from novels and films to interactive video games and immersive experiences. These adaptations allow audiences to explore the subterranean world vicariously, encountering challenges, discovering hidden knowledge, and engaging with philosophical or spiritual themes embedded in the legend. By participating in these narratives, individuals can experience the essence of Agartha, internalizing its lessons about curiosity, courage, moral responsibility, and the pursuit of hidden truths. Across cultures, the recurring motif of underground civilizations underscores the universality of human imagination and the desire to explore hidden realms. From Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels to Native American myths, Andean caverns, and European underworld legends, the idea of hidden civilizations beneath the surface resonates as a symbolic and practical reflection of human concerns about survival, wisdom preservation, and spiritual growth. These convergences suggest that the legend of Agartha taps into a collective archetype, representing humanity's perennial fascination with the unknown, the unseen, and the unrealized potential both in the earth and within ourselves. As Part 18 of the series concludes, it is clear that Agartha is more than a story of hidden cities. It is a multidimensional symbol encompassing exploration, ethical development, spiritual insight, and imaginative possibility. Its persistence across time, geography, and culture demonstrates the power of myth to inspire inquiry, creativity, and self-reflection. In the subsequent parts, the series will further examine the intersection of Agartha with global myths, energy theories, and modern interpretations of hidden knowledge, continuing to illuminate why this legendary subterranean civilization remains one of the most enduring and captivating mysteries in human culture. The legend of Agartha, continuing to captivate minds across cultures and centuries, reveals itself not only as a story of hidden cities beneath the earth but as a profound exploration of human aspiration, consciousness, and the quest for wisdom. And in Part 19 of the series, we examine how Agartha has influenced both scientific curiosity and spiritual imagination in the modern era. One of the most enduring elements of the myth is the idea that this subterranean civilization possesses knowledge and technologies far beyond the capabilities of surface societies, including advanced energy systems, environmental management, and sophisticated communication networks. Many modern theorists and esoteric practitioners interpret these descriptions symbolically, suggesting that the underground civilization represents untapped human potential, collective intelligence, and the hidden layers of consciousness accessible through meditation, insight, or inner exploration. In this framework, Agartha becomes a metaphor for the journey into the depths of the mind and spirit, where the seeker encounters challenges, guardians, and revelations that ultimately lead to greater understanding and personal transformation. Contemporary interpretations also highlight the ethical and philosophical dimensions of the legend. The King of the World, central to Agartha mythology, embodies enlightened leadership, moral integrity, and the harmonious integration of knowledge and spirituality. In modern spiritual and philosophical discourse, this figure is often seen as a representation of humanity's higher ideals, symbolizing the potential for individuals and societies to achieve balance, wisdom, and ethical stewardship over both technology and nature. The narrative of Agartha thus becomes not only a tale of hidden cities but also a guide for ethical and conscious living, encouraging seekers to cultivate awareness, compassion, and discernment as they navigate both literal and metaphorical challenges. In addition to its spiritual and philosophical significance, Agartha continues to inspire scientific curiosity and exploratory endeavors. While mainstream geology and planetary science reject the possibility of a vast subterranean civilization, real-world cave systems, underground rivers, and geological formations fuel the imagination of researchers, adventurers, and writers. Vast structures like Derinkuyu in Turkey or the Sun Dong cave system in Vietnam demonstrate the Earth's capacity to sustain complex subterranean environments, providing a tangible basis for imagining the scale and complexity of a civilization like Agartha. These discoveries also highlight the potential for human ingenuity to adapt to extreme environments, echoing the themes of preservation, survival, and advanced knowledge found in the legend. Across the globe, Agartha has left its imprint on culture, literature, and media, becoming a touchstone for creative exploration and speculative storytelling. In novels, films, and video games, subterranean civilizations are often depicted as utopian, technologically advanced, and spiritually enlightened, challenging surface world protagonists to reconsider their understanding of morality, power, and human potential. These adaptations emphasize adventure and discovery while exploring philosophical questions about leadership, ethics, and the responsible use of knowledge. By engaging with these narratives, audiences are invited to reflect on the potential for human societies to transcend conflict, environmental destruction, and ignorance, imagining a civilization that harmoniously integrates technology, wisdom, and spirituality. Agartha's symbolic resonance extends into esoteric and New Age teachings, where it is often described as a repository of ancient wisdom, preserved through meditation, ritual, and the ethical cultivation of knowledge. The underground civilization is depicted as both a literal and metaphorical space, where seekers may access truths about human potential, planetary energy, and the interconnectedness of all life. Many practitioners suggest that the tunnels, caverns, and cities of Agartha represent the flow of energy within the earth and within human consciousness, offering a model for harmonizing intellect, intuition, and ethical action. The idea that Agartha serves as a guide for spiritual development aligns with universal human concerns about survival, morality, and self-realization, reinforcing the legend's enduring relevance. Moreover, Agartha's global presence in myths and folklore, from the sacred caves of Tibet and Mongolia to Native American underworld stories, Andean caverns, and European subterranean traditions, suggests a shared archetype in human consciousness. These myths often emphasize hidden knowledge, secret passageways, and the preservation of wisdom during times of upheaval, reflecting a deep-seated desire to explore what lies beyond the visible and immediate world. This universality underscores why the Agartha legend has persisted for millennia, adapting to changing cultural, technological, and philosophical contexts while maintaining its core themes of hidden wisdom, moral guidance, and the possibility of human transcendence. In addition, the legend of Agartha continues to intersect with speculative theories about extraterrestrial influence, lost civilizations, and energy networks, inspiring both scientific inquiry and imaginative exploration. While such connections remain controversial and largely unverified, they illustrate the human propensity to blend myth, observation, and speculation in the pursuit of understanding the unknown. Agartha, therefore, operates simultaneously as a story of physical exploration, spiritual inquiry, and imaginative creation, offering lessons about curiosity, perseverance, and the ethical pursuit of knowledge. As Part 19 of this series demonstrates, the enduring fascination with Agartha lies in its multifaceted nature. It is a legend, a metaphor, a source of spiritual insight, and a catalyst for creativity and exploration. Its tunnels, cities, and subterranean landscapes symbolize both the hidden potential of the Earth and the latent capacities within human consciousness, inviting seekers, thinkers, and dreamers to continue probing the mysteries that lie beneath the surface. In subsequent parts of the series, we will examine the ways Agartha has influenced modern esoteric movements, global myths, and visionary art, continuing to explore how this legendary subterranean civilization shapes the human imagination and inspires inquiry into both the physical and metaphysical realms. The legend of Agartha, having endured for centuries, continues to captivate the human imagination as a nexus of mystery, spirituality, and speculative exploration, and in Part 20 of this series, we examine how the myth persists as both a cultural touchstone and a source of philosophical inspiration, reflecting humanity's enduring fascination with hidden knowledge and the untapped potential of both the earth and the mind. At its core, the Agartha narrative embodies the intersection of advanced technology, ethical governance, and spiritual wisdom, portraying a subterranean civilization that has achieved harmony with nature while preserving knowledge and energy systems far beyond surface societies. Many modern interpretations suggest that this civilization's mastery of energy is both literal and symbolic, representing the untapped power of human consciousness and the ability to align intellect with intuition and moral discernment. From a metaphorical perspective, the tunnels, chambers, and hidden cities of Agartha symbolize the inner landscape of the human psyche, where exploration, self-discovery, and moral reflection converge. The legend emphasizes that entering these hidden realms is not merely a physical journey but a spiritual and ethical one, requiring preparation, courage, and discernment. The king of the world, central to Agartha mythology, functions as both guardian and guide, embodying moral clarity, wisdom, and enlightened leadership. In modern spiritual thought, this figure is often interpreted as a representation of the higher self or collective consciousness, illustrating how ethical and spiritual principles can guide human societies toward balance, cooperation, and the responsible use of knowledge. While mainstream science largely rejects the notion of a vast subterranean civilization, the legend continues to inspire real-world exploration and research. Speleologists, geologists, and adventure seekers have discovered enormous cave systems, underground rivers, and complex subterranean networks that demonstrate the Earth's capacity to sustain life in hidden spaces. While these discoveries do not confirm the existence of Agartha, they provide tangible proof that subterranean environments can be both complex and habitable, offering a foundation for imaginative speculation and reinforcing the plausibility of hidden worlds within the human imagination. Across cultures, the motif of hidden civilizations resonates as a symbol of survival, wisdom preservation, and spiritual guidance. From Tibetan and Mongolian sacred caves to Native American subterranean traditions, Andean tunnels, and European underworld myths, the recurring imagery of underground worlds reflects universal human concerns about the preservation of knowledge and the pursuit of higher understanding. The legend of Agartha synthesizes these diverse myths into a single, enduring archetype, suggesting that the concept of a hidden civilization beneath the earth speaks to a collective desire to explore the unknown, unlock hidden truths, and cultivate moral and spiritual insight. Modern literature, films, and video games have further expanded the influence of Agartha, offering audiences immersive experiences in which subterranean cities, mysterious energy sources, and advanced technologies are brought vividly to life. These narratives often incorporate ethical dilemmas, spiritual trials, and philosophical questions, encouraging participants to reflect on the responsible use of knowledge, the integration of technology with ecological balance, and the pursuit of personal and societal enlightenment. By situating adventure within the context of moral and spiritual growth, these stories maintain the essential themes of Agartha while adapting them for contemporary audiences, reinforcing the legend's enduring relevance. Esoteric and New Age teachings continue to interpret Agartha as a repository of hidden wisdom and a metaphor for human potential. The underground cities are viewed as energetic hubs, aligned with ley lines and natural planetary rhythms, facilitating access to higher consciousness and spiritual insight. Meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are often described as pathways to the subterranean world, allowing practitioners to symbolically enter Agartha and engage with its teachings. In this framework, the legend serves as both a guide for inner development and a vision of what human societies could achieve if knowledge, morality, and spirituality were fully integrated. Speculative theories connecting Agartha to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as to extraterrestrial influence, further enhance the myth's allure. While these connections remain unverified and controversial, they illustrate humanity's propensity to blend historical observation, imaginative speculation, and spiritual reflection in the pursuit of understanding the unknown. The underground civilization, in this sense, functions as a nexus of possibility, a place where the limits of technology, consciousness, and morality are tested and realized. In addition, Agartha serves as a cultural and philosophical mirror, reflecting humanity's aspirations, fears, and ethical dilemmas. The contrast between the subterranean civilization and surface societies highlights the potential consequences of ignorance, environmental neglect, and moral failure, while offering a vision of what can be achieved through harmony, insight, and responsible stewardship. The legend continues to inspire thinkers, writers, and artists to imagine worlds in which the integration of knowledge, ethics, and spiritual awareness leads to societies that thrive in balance with both nature and themselves. As Part 20 of this series demonstrates, Agartha's enduring fascination lies in its multifaceted nature. It is simultaneously myth, philosophy, spiritual guide, imaginative playground, and cautionary tale. Its subterranean tunnels and hidden cities symbolize both the unseen potential of the earth and the latent capacities within human consciousness, inviting exploration, reflection, and wonder. In the following parts of the series, we will continue to examine the intersections of Agartha with modern mythology, esoteric practice, and cultural expression, tracing how this legendary subterranean civilization continues to shape human imagination, inspire inquiry, and illuminate the mysteries that lie beneath the surface of both the world and the self. The legend of Agartha, having persisted across centuries, continues to captivate not only explorers and mystics but also thinkers, artists, and storytellers, evolving into a multifaceted symbol of hidden knowledge, spiritual wisdom, and human aspiration. And in Part 21 of this series, we examine the ways in which the myth intersects with the human quest for understanding, both in the physical world and the realm of consciousness. Central to the enduring fascination with Agartha is the notion that beneath the Earth's crust lies a civilization that has achieved a harmonious balance between advanced technology, ethical governance, and spiritual insight, a society that embodies ideals often absent in surface civilizations. Modern interpretations of this subterranean world often focus on its energy systems, which are described as unknown yet self-sustaining, capable of illuminating entire cities, powering complex infrastructure, and maintaining ecological balance without depleting natural resources. For esoteric thinkers, these energy systems are more than literal power sources. They represent the alignment of human consciousness with natural laws, the potential for personal transformation, and the ethical application of knowledge in a manner that benefits both individuals and the broader world. The tunnels, chambers, and cities of Agartha are frequently interpreted symbolically, reflecting the layers of human consciousness and the inner journey of discovery. In these narratives, the descent into the subterranean world mirrors the process of introspection, meditation, and spiritual growth, where seekers encounter symbolic guardians, trials, and sources of wisdom that guide them toward higher understanding. The king of the world, a central figure in Agartha mythology, functions as both protector and mentor, embodying moral integrity, enlightened leadership, and the integration of intellect and intuition. Contemporary spiritual interpretations often view this figure as a representation of the inner guiding principle, illustrating how humans might cultivate ethical judgment, balanced decision-making, and harmonious coexistence with both natural and social systems. While mainstream science remains skeptical about the existence of a vast hidden civilization, real-world explorations of subterranean environments continue to fuel speculation and imagination. Extensive cave systems, underground rivers, and enormous chambers discovered in places such as Derinkuyu in Turkey and the Sun Dong cave system in Vietnam provide tangible evidence of the Earth's capacity to host complex subterranean environments. These discoveries, although natural in origin, resonate with the descriptions of Agartha's hidden cities, demonstrating that life can thrive in underground spaces and inspiring imaginative interpretations that link real-world phenomena with the legendary civilization. Across cultures, the recurring motif of underground worlds underscores a universal human fascination with the hidden, the mysterious, and the preserved. From Tibetan and Mongolian sacred caves to Native American and Andean subterranean myths, the idea of hidden civilizations reflects humanity's enduring concern with survival, knowledge preservation, and spiritual guidance. Agartha, as a synthesis of these narratives, represents a collective archetype, embodying the human desire to explore beyond the visible, to uncover hidden truths, and to realize potential both in the world and within oneself. Literature, films, and interactive media have further amplified the influence of Agartha, transforming the legend into immersive experiences that blend adventure, mystery, and ethical reflection. Protagonists in these narratives often encounter advanced subterranean societies, facing challenges that test their courage, morality, and perception of reality. These stories reinforce the notion that the pursuit of knowledge must be accompanied by ethical responsibility, illustrating how the legend operates as both entertainment and philosophical allegory. In the realm of spirituality and New Age thought, Agartha is frequently described as an energetic hub, aligned with the planet's natural rhythms and ley lines, where the flow of energy facilitates consciousness expansion, healing, and access to higher wisdom. Meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are presented as symbolic pathways into the underground civilization, offering practitioners a framework for inner exploration that parallels the mythic journey of discovery. Speculative theories also link Agartha to ancient lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, suggesting that survivors of cataclysmic events retreated underground to preserve knowledge, technology, and ethical principles. While these claims lack archaeological verification, they reinforce the mythic resonance of Agartha as a repository of wisdom and a model of civilization guided by ethical and spiritual insight. Additionally, Agartha continues to inspire exploration of the interconnection between technology, environment, and morality. The underground civilization's purported integration of advanced systems with ecological harmony presents a vision of what human societies might aspire to, emphasizing sustainability, ethical innovation, and balance between intellect and intuition. This vision resonates in contemporary discussions of ecological responsibility, energy management, and the ethical use of technology, illustrating how the legend functions as both a symbol and a guide for human development. In modern culture, Agartha's influence extends into art, literature, and philosophical reflection, serving as a source of inspiration for creative expression and imaginative inquiry. Artists depict vast subterranean landscapes illuminated by crystal light, filled with rivers, forests, and complex cities, blending natural and technological elements to visualize the harmony described in legend. Writers and filmmakers explore ethical dilemmas, spiritual growth, and the pursuit of hidden knowledge, reinforcing the symbolic depth of the myth while engaging audiences in its mysteries. Ultimately, the allure of Agartha lies in its multifaceted nature, simultaneously existing as a myth, a philosophical allegory, a spiritual guide, and a creative catalyst. Its subterranean tunnels, hidden cities, and advanced systems symbolize the untapped potential of the earth and the human mind, inviting exploration, reflection, and imagination. As Part 21 concludes, it becomes clear that Agartha endures not only as a story of hidden civilizations but as a framework for contemplating human potential, ethical responsibility, and the mysteries that lie beneath the surface of both the world and consciousness. The following parts of the series will continue to explore Agartha's influence on global myths, energy theories, and contemporary spiritual practices, further illuminating why this legendary subterranean civilization continues to inspire inquiry, imagination, and the human desire to uncover what remains hidden. The legend of Agartha, having endured through centuries of myth, folklore, and esoteric interpretation, remains a profound symbol of hidden knowledge, spiritual wisdom, and human aspiration. And in Part 22 of this series, we examine how the narrative continues to inspire modern exploration, both literal and metaphorical, while shaping cultural, spiritual, and philosophical discourse. At its core, Agartha represents the convergence of advanced technology, ethical governance, and spiritual insight, a subterranean civilization whose existence challenges conventional perceptions of the earth and human potential. Many modern interpretations describe Agartha as a realm powered by unknown energy sources, capable of sustaining vast underground cities, facilitating ecological harmony, and supporting the intellectual and spiritual development of its inhabitants. For esoteric thinkers and spiritual practitioners, these descriptions extend beyond the physical realm, serving as metaphors for the untapped capacities of human consciousness and the alignment of intellect, intuition, and ethical action. The subterranean tunnels, chambers, and networks that constitute Agartha are often viewed as symbolic representations of the layers of the human mind and spirit. Just as explorers in the legend must navigate physical passageways, seekers are invited to explore the hidden dimensions of their own consciousness, confronting challenges, discovering inner wisdom, and cultivating the ethical and spiritual maturity necessary to navigate both internal and external worlds. In this framework, the King of the World serves as a guiding principle, embodying moral integrity, enlightened leadership, and the harmonious integration of knowledge and spirituality, illustrating the ideals toward which individuals and societies might strive. While mainstream science maintains skepticism regarding a vast hidden civilization beneath the earth, real-world discoveries of subterranean environments continue to captivate the imagination. Extensive cave systems, underground rivers, and expansive chambers such as those in Derinkuyu, Turkey, or the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam demonstrate that subterranean life can be complex and sustainable. Although these findings do not confirm the existence of Agartha, They provide tangible examples of hidden environments capable of supporting life, reinforcing the plausibility of subterranean exploration and inspiring imaginative interpretations that blend fact with legend. Across cultures, the concept of hidden civilizations resonates universally, appearing in Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels, Native American and Andean subterranean myths, and European underworld traditions. These recurring motifs reflect humanity's deep-seated concern with the preservation of knowledge, the survival of wisdom through cataclysmic events, and the aspiration for moral and spiritual guidance. Agartha, as a synthesis of these archetypes, encapsulates the human desire to seek what is hidden, understand the unknown, and unlock the latent potential within both the world and the self. Modern literature, film, and interactive media have amplified Agartha's influence, presenting immersive narratives in which protagonists navigate underground civilizations, encounter advanced technologies, and confront ethical and philosophical challenges. These stories often emphasize personal transformation, moral responsibility, and the integration of technological mastery with ethical decision-making, echoing the legend's core themes while engaging contemporary audiences. Through these portrayals, Agartha functions as both an imaginative playground and a framework for contemplating human potential, providing insight into how knowledge, morality, and spiritual awareness can coexist in harmony. In addition, Agartha continues to inspire esoteric and New Age interpretations, where subterranean cities are considered energetic centers aligned with the Earth's natural frequencies, ley lines, or vibrational networks. In these frameworks, the underground civilization serves as a model for conscious living, illustrating the integration of ethical action, spiritual insight, and environmental stewardship. Meditation, visualization, and ritual are described as symbolic pathways to the hidden world, offering practitioners access to wisdom and understanding that extends beyond the surface of ordinary experience. Speculative connections to ancient lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as the possibility of extraterrestrial influence, have further enriched the legend. While these theories remain largely unverified, they emphasize the enduring appeal of Agartha as a repository of knowledge and a symbol of human aspiration. The narrative functions as both a guide for personal development and a lens through which to explore ethical, technological, and environmental ideals, suggesting a civilization where intellect, morality, and spiritual awareness coexist in balance. Moreover, Agartha continues to resonate in the artistic realm, inspiring visualizations of vast underground landscapes illuminated by natural or crystal light, intricate cityscapes, flowing rivers, and thriving ecosystems. Artists depict these subterranean worlds as harmonious, sophisticated, and ethically guided, translating the myth into a visual and emotional experience that reinforces the legend's themes of balance, wisdom, and possibility. Across all these interpretations, Agartha remains a symbol of exploration, both physical and inner, and of the ongoing human quest to understand the unknown. It represents the intersection of imagination, knowledge, morality, and spirituality, challenging individuals and societies to reflect on how wisdom and ethical guidance can shape civilization. Its enduring relevance lies in its ability to inspire curiosity, foster creativity, and encourage the pursuit of higher understanding, offering a vision of what humanity might achieve if intellect, conscience, and spirit are fully integrated. As Part 22 of this series concludes, it becomes clear that Agartha is far more than a tale of hidden cities. It is a dynamic symbol of human aspiration, moral development, and the mysteries that lie beneath the surface of both the earth and the mind. Future parts of the series will continue to explore Agartha's influence on modern spiritual movements, global myths, and cultural imagination, tracing how this legendary subterranean civilization continues to inspire inquiry, reflection, and the enduring human desire to uncover what remains concealed from ordinary perception. The legend of Agartha, enduring through centuries of myth, esoteric teachings, and cultural fascination, continues to intrigue scholars, adventurers, and spiritual seekers, and in part 23 of this series, we explore how this subterranean civilization functions as a symbol of hidden knowledge, moral guidance, and the uncharted potential of human consciousness, while also inspiring contemporary thought, art, and speculative exploration. At the heart of the legend lies the depiction of an advanced underground civilization, one that has achieved harmony between technology, spirituality, and ecological balance, a society capable of sustaining immense subterranean cities illuminated by mysterious energy sources and governed by principles of wisdom, ethics, and enlightened leadership. Modern interpretations frequently emphasize the symbolic resonance of these technologies, suggesting that they represent not only physical ingenuity but also the alignment of human consciousness with natural and cosmic laws, the potential for personal and collective transformation, and the ethical application of knowledge to promote harmony and understanding. The tunnels, chambers, and vast networks of Agartha are often seen as metaphors for the layers of human consciousness, inviting seekers to navigate the hidden recesses of their own minds, confronting challenges, uncovering inner wisdom, and cultivating the moral and spiritual maturity required to engage with deeper truths. Within this symbolic framework, the king of the world serves as both mentor and guardian, representing moral clarity, enlightened guidance, and the integration of intellect and intuition, illustrating how individuals and societies might aspire to balance knowledge, ethics, and spiritual insight. While mainstream science remains skeptical about the literal existence of a subterranean civilization, real-world discoveries continue to fuel fascination and imaginative speculation. Enormous cave systems, subterranean rivers, and natural chambers such as those found in Derinkuyu, Turkey, or the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam demonstrate that the Earth possesses hidden environments capable of supporting life, complex ecosystems, and human activity. Though these formations do not confirm the presence of Agartha, they provide tangible examples of subterranean complexity, inspiring both researchers and storytellers to imagine civilizations that may exist beneath the surface, blending empirical observation with mythic and spiritual interpretation. Across cultures, the archetype of hidden or underground civilizations recurs with remarkable consistency. Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels, Native American subterranean myths, Andean cave traditions, and European underworld legends all emphasize themes of hidden knowledge, survival, and moral guidance, suggesting a universal human fascination with that which is concealed, preserved, and potentially transformative. Agartha synthesizes these motifs into a compelling archetype, reflecting humanity's collective desire to explore the unknown, safeguard wisdom, and realize latent potential, both in the physical world and within the human mind. Contemporary literature, film, and interactive media continue to expand the influence of Agartha, offering immersive experiences in which protagonists explore subterranean cities, encounter advanced technologies, and confront ethical, spiritual, and philosophical dilemmas. These narratives emphasize personal growth, moral responsibility, and the integration of technological mastery with ethical decision-making, reinforcing the core themes of the legend while providing audiences with a framework to reflect on human potential and the ethical use of knowledge. In addition to creative expressions, Agartha inspires spiritual and esoteric practices, where subterranean cities are conceptualized as energetic centers aligned with planetary vibrations, ley lines, or geomantic networks. Meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are described as symbolic pathways into these hidden realms, allowing practitioners to engage with wisdom, insight, and consciousness expansion, echoing the mythic journey of self-discovery and spiritual attainment. The legend is further enriched by speculative connections to ancient lost civilizations, such as Atlantis and Lemuria, and even hypothetical extraterrestrial influence. While such claims lack scientific verification, they underscore the enduring allure of Agartha as a repository of hidden wisdom and a model of civilization that exemplifies the integration of intellect, morality, and spiritual awareness. The narrative also emphasizes the importance of ecological and societal harmony, portraying a civilization where technological advancement exists in balance with nature, ethical guidance informs decision-making, and spiritual insight directs human endeavor. This vision serves as both a cautionary and aspirational framework for surface societies, offering lessons on sustainability, moral responsibility, and the ethical application of knowledge. Artists and writers continue to visualize Agartha in ways that capture both its grandeur and its symbolic meaning, depicting subterranean landscapes illuminated by crystalline light, filled with flowing rivers, lush gardens, and intricately designed cities. These depictions highlight the blending of natural beauty, advanced engineering, and ethical governance, reinforcing the legend's themes and inviting viewers and readers to contemplate the possibilities of human potential realized in harmony with the earth. Ultimately, the enduring fascination with Agartha lies in its capacity to operate simultaneously as myth, philosophy, spiritual guide, and imaginative playground. Its subterranean tunnels and hidden cities symbolize both the unseen potential of the earth and the latent capacities within human consciousness, inviting exploration, reflection, and creativity. Part 23 of the series demonstrates that Agartha is more than a story of hidden civilizations. It is a living symbol of human aspiration, moral development, and the pursuit of understanding, inspiring inquiry into the mysteries that lie beneath both the surface of the world and the depths of the mind. Future installments will continue to explore Agartha's influence on global myths, spiritual movements, and cultural imagination, revealing why this legendary subterranean civilization remains a powerful and enduring source of inspiration, curiosity, and philosophical reflection. The legend of Agartha, enduring through centuries of myth, folklore, and spiritual interpretation, continues to capture the human imagination as a symbol of hidden knowledge, advanced wisdom, and the untapped potential of both the earth and human consciousness. And in part 24 of the series, we explore the ways in which this subterranean civilization has influenced modern thought, cultural expression, and philosophical inquiry. At the heart of the legend lies the depiction of a society that has achieved an extraordinary balance between technological mastery, ethical governance, and spiritual insight, living in vast underground cities illuminated by unknown energy sources and sustained by systems that harmonize with the natural rhythms of the planet. For contemporary esoteric thinkers, these technologies are not merely physical constructs but symbolic representations of human potential, the alignment of intellect with intuition, of action with ethical responsibility, and of knowledge with spiritual awareness. The subterranean tunnels, chambers, and passageways that make up Agartha's intricate network are frequently interpreted as metaphors for the layers of consciousness that lie beneath the surface of ordinary perception. As seekers journey through these hidden corridors, they confront challenges and guardians that mirror the trials of inner growth, discovering hidden truths about morality, perception, and the integration of knowledge into practical and spiritual life. The King of the World, central to Agartha mythology, functions as both protector and guide, exemplifying enlightened leadership, ethical decision-making, and the harmonious blending of intellect and intuition. In modern spiritual frameworks, this figure is often seen as a representation of the higher self or the guiding principle of collective human consciousness, illustrating ideals toward which both individuals and societies might aspire. While mainstream science remains skeptical about the literal existence of a subterranean civilization, real-world discoveries of complex underground networks continue to inspire exploration and imagination. Vast cave systems, underground rivers, and enormous chambers such as those found in Derinkuyu, Turkey, or the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam demonstrate that the Earth can host intricate subterranean environments capable of supporting life and human habitation. Though these discoveries do not verify Agartha's existence, they provide tangible proof that underground spaces can be complex, sustainable, and life-supporting, fueling imaginative speculation and lending credibility to the enduring myth. Across cultures, the motif of hidden civilizations appears with remarkable consistency, from Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels to Native American and Andean subterranean traditions, as well as European underworld myths. These narratives emphasize the preservation of knowledge, the safeguarding of wisdom during periods of upheaval, and the pursuit of spiritual or ethical guidance, revealing a universal human fascination with what lies beneath the surface and the hidden potentials of both the world and consciousness. Agartha synthesizes these archetypes into a single enduring mythos, functioning as a symbol of exploration, discovery, and ethical responsibility. In modern literature, cinema, and interactive media, Agartha has become a source of immersive storytelling, where protagonists traverse subterranean cities, encounter advanced technologies, and face moral and spiritual challenges that test their character and insight. These narratives emphasize personal growth, the responsible use of knowledge, and the integration of technological mastery with ethical and spiritual principles, offering audiences both entertainment and philosophical reflection. In addition, Agartha continues to inspire esoteric and New Age practices, where subterranean cities are conceptualized as centers of energy aligned with the Earth's natural vibrations, ley lines, or geomantic structures. Meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are often described as pathways to these hidden realms, enabling practitioners to access wisdom, higher consciousness, and spiritual insight. Such interpretations reinforce the symbolic dimension of Agartha as a framework for human development, guiding individuals to explore the depths of mind and spirit in ways that parallel the mythic journey into subterranean spaces. Speculative connections to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as proposed extraterrestrial influences, further enhance the allure of Agartha. Although these theories lack empirical verification, they highlight the capacity of the legend to function as a repository of knowledge, imagination, and ethical ideals, offering a vision of a civilization where intellect, morality, and spiritual awareness coexist in harmony. The legend also emphasizes ecological balance, portraying a society in which technological advancement exists in synergy with the natural world and ethical principles guide governance and decision-making. This vision serves as a model for human societies, inspiring reflection on sustainability, moral responsibility, and the integration of knowledge with ethical and spiritual insight. Artists continue to visualize Agartha through illustrations, digital art, and cinematic depictions, portraying underground landscapes illuminated by crystalline or natural light, intricate cities, flowing rivers, and thriving ecosystems. These interpretations blend the beauty of the natural world with the sophistication of human ingenuity and ethical governance, emphasizing the legend's themes of harmony, wisdom, and possibility. Ultimately, Agartha endures as a dynamic symbol of exploration, moral development, and the pursuit of understanding, operating simultaneously as myth, philosophy, spiritual guide, and imaginative playground. Its subterranean tunnels, hidden cities, and advanced systems represent both the unexplored potential of the Earth and the latent capacities within human consciousness, inviting seekers, thinkers, and creators to continue probing the mysteries that lie beneath the surface. Part 24 of this series illustrates that Agartha is far more than a story of hidden civilizations. It is a living allegory for human aspiration, ethical growth, and the quest for knowledge, imagination, and spiritual insight. Subsequent parts will continue to examine Agartha's influence on modern mythology, cultural expression, and spiritual practice, tracing how this legendary subterranean civilization remains a powerful source of inspiration, inquiry, and reflection on the mysteries of both the world and the self. The legend of Agartha, having survived centuries of myth, folklore, and esoteric interpretation, continues to captivate the imagination of adventurers, spiritual seekers, and scholars alike, and in part 25 of this series, we explore the enduring influence of this subterranean civilization on human thought, creativity, and the search for hidden knowledge, while examining its symbolic, philosophical, and cultural significance. At the core of Agartha lies the depiction of an advanced underground society that has achieved a harmonious integration of technology, spiritual wisdom, and ethical governance, sustaining vast subterranean cities illuminated by mysterious energy sources and structured in a way that maintains ecological balance while fostering intellectual and moral growth. Modern interpretations frequently emphasize the symbolic nature of these technological marvels, suggesting that they represent human potential, the alignment of consciousness with natural and cosmic laws, and the ethical application of knowledge for the benefit of both individuals and society. The labyrinthine tunnels, expansive chambers, and intricate networks of Agartha often serve as metaphors for the layers of human consciousness, inviting seekers to navigate the hidden realms of the mind, confront challenges and moral dilemmas, and uncover inner wisdom that guides both personal and collective evolution. Within this framework, the King of the World functions as both guardian and mentor, embodying principles of enlightened leadership, moral clarity, and the integration of intellect, intuition, and spiritual insight, illustrating ideals toward which humanity might aspire. While mainstream science remains skeptical regarding the literal existence of Agartha, discoveries of vast subterranean networks, underground rivers, and immense cave systems such as those in Derinkuyu, Turkey, and the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam continue to inspire exploration and fuel the imagination, demonstrating that the Earth can sustain complex, life-supporting environments hidden beneath the surface. These real-world examples provide a foundation for speculation, enabling storytellers, artists, and theorists to envision civilizations that may have existed underground, blending empirical observation with myth, spiritual insight, and imaginative possibility. Across cultures, the motif of hidden civilizations appears with remarkable consistency, from Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels to Native American and Andean subterranean myths, as well as European underworld legends. These stories emphasize the preservation of knowledge, the safeguarding of wisdom during times of upheaval, and the pursuit of spiritual guidance and ethical conduct, reflecting a universal human fascination with what lies concealed and the potential for discovery and transformation. Agartha, as a synthesis of these archetypes, represents the enduring human desire to explore the unknown, protect wisdom, and realize latent potential, both in the external world and within the mind. In contemporary literature, cinema, and interactive media, Agartha continues to inspire imaginative worlds in which protagonists traverse hidden cities, encounter advanced technologies, and face moral and spiritual challenges that test their character, insight, and ethical judgment. These narratives emphasize personal growth, responsible use of knowledge, and the integration of technology with ethical and spiritual principles, reinforcing the core themes of the legend while providing a rich framework for audiences to reflect on the nature of human potential. Furthermore, Agartha continues to influence spiritual and esoteric practices, where subterranean cities are conceptualized as energetic centers aligned with the planet's natural frequencies, ley lines, or vibrational networks. Meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are described as symbolic means of entering these hidden realms, allowing practitioners to access higher consciousness, hidden wisdom, and transformative insight. In this sense, the legend functions as both a literal and metaphorical guide, directing seekers towards self-discovery, moral development, and spiritual realization. Speculative connections to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, and even extraterrestrial involvement, further enrich the mythos of Agartha, demonstrating its capacity to blend history, imagination, and philosophical inquiry. While such claims lack empirical verification, they reinforce the legend's symbolic function as a repository of knowledge, wisdom, and ideals for ethical living and enlightened governance. The subterranean civilization also highlights the integration of technology, ecology, and ethics, portraying a society in which innovation exists in harmony. These interpretations blend the beauty of the natural world with the sophistication of human ingenuity and ethical governance, emphasizing the legend's themes of harmony, wisdom, and possibility. Ultimately, Agartha endures as a dynamic symbol of exploration, moral development, and the pursuit of understanding, operating simultaneously as myth, philosophy, spiritual guide, and imaginative playground. Its subterranean tunnels, hidden cities, and advanced systems represent both the unexplored potential of the Earth and the latent capacities within human consciousness, inviting seekers, thinkers, and creators to continue probing the mysteries that lie beneath the surface. Part 24 of this series illustrates that Agartha is far more than a story of hidden civilizations. It is a living allegory for human aspiration, ethical growth, and the quest for knowledge, imagination, and spiritual insight. Subsequent parts will continue to examine Agartha's influence on modern mythology, cultural expression, and spiritual practice, tracing how this legendary subterranean civilization remains a powerful source of inspiration, inquiry, and reflection on the mysteries of both the world and the self. The legend of Agartha, having survived centuries of myth, folklore, and esoteric interpretation, continues to captivate the imagination of adventurers, spiritual seekers, and scholars alike, and in Part 25 of this series, we explore the enduring influence of this subterranean civilization on human thought, creativity, and the search for hidden knowledge, while examining its symbolic, philosophical, and cultural significance. At the core of Agartha lies the depiction of an advanced underground society that has achieved a harmonious integration of technology, spiritual wisdom, and ethical governance, sustaining vast subterranean cities illuminated by mysterious energy sources and structured in a way that maintains ecological balance while fostering intellectual and moral growth. Modern interpretations frequently emphasize the symbolic nature of these technological marvels, suggesting that they represent human potential, the alignment of consciousness with natural and cosmic laws, and the ethical application of knowledge for the benefit of both individuals and society. The labyrinthine tunnels, expansive chambers, and intricate networks of Agartha often serve as metaphors for the layers of human consciousness, inviting seekers to navigate the hidden realms of the mind, confront challenges and moral dilemmas, and uncover inner wisdom that guides both personal and collective evolution. Within this framework, the King of the World functions as both guardian and mentor, embodying principles of enlightened leadership, moral clarity, and the integration of intellect, intuition, and spiritual insight, illustrating ideals toward which humanity might aspire. While mainstream science remains skeptical regarding the literal existence of Agartha, discoveries of vast subterranean networks, underground rivers, and immense cave systems such as those in Derinkuyu, Turkey, and the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam continue to inspire exploration and fuel the imagination, demonstrating that the Earth can sustain complex, life-supporting environments hidden beneath the surface. These real-world examples provide a foundation for speculation, enabling storytellers, artists, and theorists to envision civilizations that may have existed underground, blending empirical observation with myth, spiritual insight, and imaginative possibility. Across cultures, the motif of hidden civilizations appears with remarkable consistency, from Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels to Native American and Andean subterranean myths, as well as European underworld legends. These stories emphasize the preservation of knowledge, the safeguarding of wisdom during times of upheaval, and the pursuit of spiritual guidance and ethical conduct, reflecting a universal human fascination with what lies concealed and the potential for discovery and transformation. Agartha, as a synthesis of these archetypes, represents the enduring human desire to explore the unknown, protect wisdom, and realize latent potential, both in the external world and within the mind. In contemporary literature, cinema, and interactive media, Agartha continues to inspire imaginative worlds in which protagonists traverse hidden cities, encounter advanced technologies, and face moral and spiritual challenges that test their character, insight, and ethical judgment. These narratives emphasize personal growth, responsible use of knowledge, and the integration of technology with ethical and spiritual principles, reinforcing the core themes of the legend while providing a rich framework for audiences to reflect on the nature of human potential. Furthermore, Agartha continues to influence spiritual and esoteric practices, where subterranean cities are conceptualized as energetic centers aligned with the planet's natural frequencies, ley lines, or vibrational networks. Meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are described as symbolic means of entering these hidden realms, allowing practitioners to access higher consciousness, hidden wisdom, and transformative insight. In this sense, the legend functions as both a literal and metaphorical guide, directing seekers toward self-discovery, moral development, and spiritual realization. Speculative connections to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, and even extraterrestrial involvement, further enrich the mythos of Agartha, demonstrating its capacity to blend history, imagination, and philosophical inquiry. While such claims lack empirical verification, they reinforce the legend's symbolic function as a repository of knowledge, wisdom, and ideals for ethical living and enlightened governance. The subterranean civilization also highlights the integration of technology, ecology, and ethics, portraying a society in which innovation exists in harmony. Part 26 of this series illustrates that Agartha is far more than a story of subterranean civilizations. It is a living allegory of human aspiration, ethical development, and the pursuit of wisdom, imagination, and spiritual insight. Subsequent installments will continue to explore Agartha's influence on global myths, spiritual practices, and cultural imagination, tracing how this legendary hidden civilization remains a powerful and enduring source of inspiration, inquiry, and reflection across generations. The legend of Agartha, persisting through centuries of myth, esoteric tradition, and cultural fascination, continues to enthrall scholars, adventurers, and spiritual seekers, and in Part 27 of this series, we explore how this subterranean civilization has influenced human imagination, philosophical inquiry, and the symbolic understanding of hidden potential, both within the earth and the human mind. Central to the myth is the depiction of an advanced underground society, one that has achieved harmony between technological mastery, spiritual wisdom, and ethical governance, sustaining vast subterranean cities illuminated by mysterious energy sources and designed to maintain ecological balance while fostering intellectual and moral growth. Modern interpretations often view these technologies as symbolic representations of human potential, illustrating the alignment of consciousness with natural and cosmic laws, the integration of knowledge with ethical responsibility, and the harmonious combination of intellect and intuition. The tunnels, chambers, and passageways of Agartha are frequently seen as metaphors for the hidden layers of human consciousness, inviting seekers to navigate the depths of their own minds, confront personal and ethical challenges, and access the wisdom that lies beyond ordinary perception. Within this symbolic framework, the King of the World serves as both mentor and guardian, exemplifying enlightened leadership, moral integrity, and the integration of intellectual understanding with spiritual insight, providing a model of ethical and conscious guidance toward which societies and individuals might aspire. Although mainstream science remains skeptical about the literal existence of a subterranean civilization, discoveries of immense cave systems, underground rivers, and expansive chambers such as Derinkuyu in Turkey or the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam continue to inspire both exploration and imaginative speculation, demonstrating that the Earth can sustain complex, hidden environments capable of supporting life and human activity. These discoveries, while natural in origin, provide a tangible framework for understanding the plausibility of hidden worlds, fueling narratives that blend observation with imagination, philosophical inquiry, and spiritual reflection. Across cultures, subterranean civilizations appear as recurring motifs, from Tibetan and Mongolian sacred caves to Native American and Andean underground traditions, as well as European myths of the underworld. These narratives emphasize the preservation of knowledge, the safeguarding of wisdom through times of upheaval, and the pursuit of moral and spiritual guidance, reflecting a universal human fascination with hidden realms and the desire to access insights that lie beyond surface perception. Agartha synthesizes these archetypes into a coherent mythos, embodying the enduring human aspiration to explore the unknown, protect wisdom, and realize latent potential within both the external world and the inner self. In contemporary literature, film, and interactive media, Agartha continues to inspire immersive storytelling, portraying protagonists navigating subterranean cities, encountering advanced technologies, and confronting moral and spiritual dilemmas that test courage, insight, and ethical judgment. These narratives emphasize personal growth, the responsible application of knowledge, and the integration of technological mastery with moral and spiritual principles, reinforcing the central themes of the legend while providing audiences with a lens through which to reflect on human potential. Esoteric and New Age teachings further develop Agartha as a network of energetic centers aligned with planetary vibrations, ley lines, or geomantic structures, where meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation serve as symbolic pathways to these hidden realms, offering access to higher consciousness, preserved wisdom, and transformative insight. In this sense, Agartha functions as both a psychological and spiritual guide, directing seekers toward self-discovery, moral development, and the expansion of awareness. Speculative connections to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as potential extraterrestrial involvement, further enrich the legend, highlighting its capacity to blend myth, philosophy, and imaginative speculation. While these claims lack empirical verification, they reinforce Agartha's role as a symbolic repository of knowledge, an archetype of ethical and enlightened society, and a vision of human potential realized through the integration of intellect, morality, and spiritual awareness. The subterranean civilization also emphasizes the harmonization of technology, ecology, and ethics, portraying a society where innovation coexists with natural systems and decisions are guided by moral and spiritual insight. This vision offers contemporary societies a model for sustainable living, ethical governance, and the integration of knowledge with responsibility, demonstrating how human communities might emulate the principles embedded in the myth. Artists and creators continue to depict Agartha in vivid detail, illustrating subterranean landscapes bathed in crystalline or natural light, complex underground cities, flowing rivers, and lush ecosystems. These artistic interpretations merge natural beauty with technological sophistication and ethical order, reinforcing the legend's central themes while inspiring curiosity, reflection, and imaginative exploration. Ultimately, Agartha endures as a symbol of exploration, moral development, and the pursuit of hidden knowledge, operating simultaneously as myth, philosophical allegory, spiritual guide, and imaginative playground. Its subterranean networks, hidden cities, and advanced systems symbolize the untapped potential of both the Earth and human consciousness, inviting seekers, thinkers, and creators to probe the mysteries beneath the surface of the world and the mind. Part 27 of this series demonstrates that Agartha is far more than a story of hidden civilizations. It is a living allegory of human aspiration, ethical growth, and the pursuit of wisdom, imagination, and spiritual insight. Subsequent parts will continue to examine Agartha's influence on global myths, spiritual practices, and cultural imagination, tracing how this legendary subterranean civilization remains a source of inspiration, inquiry, and reflection across generations. The legend of Agartha, having survived centuries of myth, esoteric teachings, and cultural fascination, continues to inspire imagination, spiritual reflection, and philosophical inquiry, and in Part 28 of this series, we explore how this subterranean civilization embodies humanity's deepest aspirations for hidden knowledge, moral guidance, and the realization of untapped potential within both the earth and the human mind. Central to Agartha's enduring allure is the depiction of a civilization that has achieved remarkable harmony between technological innovation, spiritual insight, and ethical governance, sustaining immense underground cities illuminated by mysterious energy sources while fostering intellectual growth, ecological balance, and moral development among its inhabitants. Contemporary interpretations often view these technological marvels not only as literal tools but as symbolic representations of human potential, the capacity to align consciousness with natural and cosmic laws, integrate knowledge with ethical responsibility, and cultivate wisdom that guides both personal and societal development. The tunnels, chambers, and passageways of Agartha are frequently regarded as metaphors for the hidden layers of consciousness, inviting seekers to navigate the inner realms of the mind, confront moral and ethical challenges, and uncover wisdom that transcends ordinary perception, thereby achieving greater self-understanding and spiritual awareness. Within this framework, the King of the World serves as both protector and mentor, embodying enlightened leadership, moral clarity, and the integration of intellect with intuition, offering a model of governance and personal development toward which societies and individuals might aspire. While mainstream science remains skeptical about the literal existence of Agartha, the exploration of real-world subterranean networks continues to captivate the imagination and provide a foundation for speculation. Vast cave systems, subterranean rivers, and enormous chambers, such as those found in Derinkuyu, Turkey, and the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam, reveal the Earth's capacity to harbor complex, hidden environments capable of supporting life. Though these discoveries do not prove the existence of a hidden civilization, they inspire theorists, artists, and spiritual seekers to envision underground societies, blending observation with myth, imagination, and philosophical reflection. Across cultures, subterranean civilizations are a recurring motif, appearing in Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels, Native American and Andean cave traditions, and European underworld myths. These narratives emphasize the preservation of knowledge, the safeguarding of wisdom through times of crisis, and the pursuit of spiritual and ethical guidance, reflecting a universal fascination with hidden realms and the desire to access truths that lie beyond ordinary perception. Agartha, as a synthesis of these archetypes, embodies the enduring human aspiration to explore the unknown, protect wisdom, and realize latent potential within both the external world and the inner self. In modern literature, cinema, and interactive media, Agartha continues to serve as a rich source of storytelling, presenting protagonists navigating subterranean cities, encountering advanced technologies, and facing moral and spiritual dilemmas that test courage, insight, and ethical judgment. These narratives emphasize personal growth, the ethical application of knowledge, and the integration of technological mastery with spiritual principles, reinforcing the legend's core themes while providing audiences with a framework to reflect on human potential. Esoteric and New Age teachings further elaborate on Agartha as a network of energetic centers aligned with planetary vibrations, ley lines, or geomantic structures. Meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are described as symbolic pathways to these subterranean realms, enabling practitioners to access higher consciousness, hidden wisdom, and transformative insight. Within this context, Agartha functions as both a spiritual and psychological guide, directing seekers towards self-discovery, moral development, and the expansion of awareness. Speculative theories link Agartha to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as possible extraterrestrial influence. While these claims lack empirical verification, they reinforce the myth's symbolic power as a repository of knowledge, a model of ethical society, and a vision of human potential realized through the harmonious integration of intellect, morality, and spiritual insight. The subterranean civilization also emphasizes the integration of technology, ecology, and ethics, portraying a society where innovation coexists with natural systems and moral principles guide societal decisions. This vision offers a model for contemporary societies, illustrating how human communities might balance advancement with responsibility, knowledge with ethical consideration, and progress with spiritual awareness. Artists and creators continue to render Agartha in vivid detail, depicting subterranean landscapes bathed in crystalline or natural light, intricate underground cities, flowing rivers, and thriving ecosystems. These visualizations merge natural wonder with technological ingenuity and ethical order, reinforcing the legend's themes of harmony, wisdom, and human possibility while inspiring curiosity, reflection, and imaginative exploration. Ultimately, Agartha endures as a living symbol of exploration, moral and spiritual development, and the pursuit of hidden knowledge, functioning simultaneously as myth, philosophical allegory, spiritual guide, and imaginative canvas. Its tunnels, hidden cities, and advanced systems represent both the unexplored potential of the Earth and the latent capacities within human consciousness, inviting seekers, thinkers, and creators to probe the mysteries beneath the surface of the world and within themselves. Part 28 of this series demonstrates that Agartha is far more than a story of subterranean civilizations. It is an allegory of human aspiration, ethical growth, and the quest for wisdom, imagination, and spiritual insight. Subsequent parts will continue to examine Agartha's impact on global myths, spiritual practices, and cultural imagination, revealing why this legendary underground civilization remains a source of inspiration, inquiry, and philosophical reflection across generations. The legend of Agartha, having persisted through centuries of myth, esoteric teachings, and cultural fascination, continues to captivate the imagination of explorers, spiritual seekers, and scholars, and in Part 29 of this series, we explore the enduring influence of this subterranean civilization on human thought, artistic expression, and the symbolic understanding of hidden potential both within the earth and the human mind. Central to the legend is the portrayal of an advanced underground society that has achieved a remarkable equilibrium between technological mastery, spiritual insight, and ethical governance, sustaining vast subterranean cities illuminated by mysterious energy sources and designed to maintain ecological balance while nurturing intellectual and moral development among its inhabitants. Contemporary interpretations often emphasize that these technological and architectural marvels are not merely literal, but symbolic representations of human potential, illustrating the alignment of consciousness with natural and cosmic laws, the integration of knowledge with ethical responsibility, and the cultivation of wisdom that guides both personal and societal evolution. The labyrinthine tunnels, expansive chambers, and intricate networks of Agartha are frequently seen as metaphors for the hidden layers of consciousness, inviting seekers to navigate the inner realms of the mind, confront personal and ethical challenges, and access knowledge and insight that transcend ordinary perception, enabling deeper self-understanding and spiritual growth. Within this symbolic framework, the king of the world functions as both mentor and guardian, embodying enlightened leadership, moral clarity, and the harmonious integration of intellect and intuition, offering an archetype of guidance toward which both individuals and societies might aspire. While mainstream science remains skeptical regarding the literal existence of a subterranean civilization, discoveries of immense cave systems, underground rivers, and vast chambers such as Derinkuyu in Turkey and the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam continue to inspire exploration and imaginative speculation, demonstrating that the Earth possesses hidden spaces capable of supporting life, complex ecosystems, and even human habitation. Although these discoveries are natural in origin, they provide a foundation for mythic speculation, blending empirical observation with imagination, philosophical reflection, and spiritual interpretation, fueling enduring narratives of hidden civilizations. Across cultures, subterranean civilizations appear as recurring motifs, from Tibetan and Mongolian sacred caves to Native American and Andean underground traditions, as well as European underworld myths. These stories emphasize the preservation of knowledge, the safeguarding of wisdom during periods of upheaval, and the pursuit of ethical and spiritual guidance, reflecting a universal human fascination with hidden realms and the desire to access truths beyond ordinary experience. Agartha, as a synthesis of these archetypes, embodies the human aspiration to explore the unknown, protect wisdom, and realize latent potential in both the external world and the inner self. In modern literature, cinema, and interactive media, Agartha continues to inspire immersive storytelling, portraying protagonists navigating subterranean cities, encountering advanced technologies, and confronting moral, philosophical, and spiritual dilemmas that test their courage, insight, and ethical judgment. These narratives emphasize personal development, the responsible application of knowledge, and the integration of technological mastery with ethical and spiritual principles, reinforcing the core themes of the legend while offering audiences a framework for reflection on human potential and moral responsibility. Esoteric and New Age traditions further elaborate on Agartha as a network of energetic centers aligned with planetary vibrations, ley lines, or geomantic structures, where meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation serve as symbolic pathways to these hidden realms, enabling access to higher consciousness, preserved wisdom, and transformative insight. Within this context, Agartha functions as both a spiritual and psychological guide, directing seekers toward self-discovery, moral growth, and the expansion of awareness. Speculative theories connect Agartha to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as possible extraterrestrial involvement. While these claims lack empirical verification, they reinforce the myth's symbolic and imaginative power as a repository of knowledge, a model of enlightened society, and a vision of human potential realized through the harmonious integration of intellect, morality, and spiritual insight. The subterranean civilization also emphasizes the integration of technology, ecology, and ethics, portraying a society in which innovation exists in harmony with natural systems and moral principles guide societal decisions. This vision provides a model for contemporary communities, illustrating how human societies might balance advancement with responsibility, intellect with ethical consideration, and progress with spiritual awareness. Artists continue to depict Agartha as a realm of extraordinary beauty and sophistication, portraying subterranean landscapes bathed in crystalline or natural light, intricate cities, flowing rivers, and thriving ecosystems. These visualizations merge natural wonder with advanced engineering and ethical governance, reinforcing the legend's themes of harmony, wisdom, and possibility while inspiring reflection, curiosity, and imaginative exploration. Ultimately, Agartha endures as a living symbol of exploration, moral and spiritual development, and the pursuit of hidden knowledge, functioning simultaneously as myth, philosophical allegory, spiritual guide, and imaginative playground. Its subterranean networks, hidden cities, and advanced systems represent both the unexplored potential of the Earth and the latent capacities within human consciousness, inviting seekers, thinkers, and creators to probe the mysteries beneath the surface of the world and within themselves. Part 29 of this series illustrates that Agartha is far more than a story of hidden civilizations. It is a dynamic allegory of human aspiration, ethical growth, and the pursuit of wisdom, imagination, and spiritual insight. Subsequent parts will continue to explore Agartha's influence on global myths, spiritual practices, and cultural imagination, revealing why this legendary subterranean civilization remains a profound source of inspiration, inquiry, and philosophical reflection across generations. The legend of Agartha, having captivated human imagination for centuries through myth, esoteric teachings, and cultural narratives, continues to inspire exploration, philosophical reflection, and spiritual inquiry. And in Part 30 of this series, we delve into the culmination of its enduring significance, examining how this subterranean civilization symbolizes humanity's quest for hidden knowledge, ethical guidance, and the realization of untapped potential both within the Earth and within the human consciousness. At the heart of the legend lies the depiction of a civilization that has achieved extraordinary harmony between technological innovation, moral wisdom, and spiritual insight, sustaining vast underground cities illuminated by mysterious energy sources while nurturing intellectual, ethical, and ecological balance among its inhabitants. Modern interpretations often emphasize that these technological marvels are as much symbolic as literal, representing humanity's capacity to align consciousness with natural and cosmic laws, integrate knowledge with ethical responsibility, and cultivate wisdom that directs both personal growth and societal development. The labyrinthine tunnels, expansive chambers, and intricate networks of Agartha are frequently seen as metaphors for the hidden layers of the mind, inviting seekers to navigate their inner worlds, confront moral and ethical dilemmas, and access insights that lie beyond the ordinary perception of reality, ultimately guiding them toward greater self-awareness, spiritual maturity, and enlightened action. Within this symbolic framework, the King of the World serves as both mentor and guardian, embodying enlightened leadership, moral clarity, and the harmonious integration of intellect, intuition, and spiritual insight, offering a model of ethical and conscious guidance toward which individuals and societies might aspire. While mainstream science remains skeptical about the literal existence of a hidden civilization beneath the Earth, discoveries of extensive cave systems, subterranean rivers, and colossal chambers such as Derinkuyu in Turkey and the Sun Dong Cave in Vietnam continue to inspire exploration and imaginative speculation, demonstrating that the planet can sustain hidden, complex environments capable of supporting life and human activity. These discoveries, though natural in origin, provide a tangible foundation for mythic speculation, blending observation with imagination, philosophical reflection, and spiritual interpretation, fueling enduring narratives of hidden civilizations that bridge reality and myth. Across cultures, subterranean civilizations appear as recurring motifs, from Tibetan and Mongolian sacred tunnels to Native American and Andean underground traditions, as well as European underworld myths. These narratives emphasize the preservation of knowledge, the safeguarding of wisdom during crises, and the pursuit of moral and spiritual guidance, reflecting a universal human fascination with hidden realms and the desire to uncover truths that lie beyond ordinary perception. Agartha, as a synthesis of these archetypes, embodies the enduring human aspiration to explore the unknown, protect wisdom, and realize latent potential both in the external world and within the human mind. In modern literature, cinema, and interactive media, Agartha continues to inspire imaginative storytelling, portraying protagonists navigating subterranean cities, encountering advanced technologies, and confronting ethical and spiritual dilemmas that test courage, discernment, and moral responsibility. These narratives underscore personal growth, the ethical application of knowledge, and the integration of technological mastery with spiritual principles, reinforcing the central themes of the legend while offering audiences a lens through which to contemplate human potential and responsibility. Esoteric and New Age traditions further expand upon Agartha as a network of energetic centers aligned with planetary vibrations, ley lines, or geomantic structures, where meditation, visualization, and ethical cultivation are symbolic pathways into these hidden realms, granting access to higher consciousness, ancient wisdom, and transformative insight. Within this context, Agartha functions as both a spiritual and psychological guide, leading seekers toward self-discovery, moral refinement, and the expansion of awareness. Speculative theories also link Agartha to lost civilizations such as Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as possible extraterrestrial influence. While these claims remain unverified, they highlight the legend's capacity to serve as a symbolic repository of knowledge, a model of enlightened society, and a vision of human potential realized through the harmonious integration of intellect, morality, and spiritual insight. The civilization's subterranean environment underscores the integration of technology, ecology, and ethics, portraying a society in which innovation coexists with natural systems and moral principles guide decisions and governance. This vision offers a framework for contemporary human societies, illustrating how communities might balance advancement with responsibility, knowledge with ethical consideration, and progress with spiritual awareness. Artists and creators continue to depict Agartha as a realm of breathtaking beauty and sophistication, portraying underground landscapes bathed in crystalline or natural light, intricate cities, flowing rivers, and thriving ecosystems. These visualizations merge natural wonder with technological ingenuity and ethical order, reinforcing the legend's themes of harmony, wisdom, and possibility, while inspiring reflection, creativity, and imagination. Ultimately, Agartha endures as a dynamic symbol of exploration, moral and spiritual development, and the pursuit of hidden knowledge, functioning simultaneously as myth, philosophical allegory, spiritual guide, and imaginative playground. Its subterranean networks, hidden cities, and advanced systems represent the untapped potential of both the Earth and human consciousness, inviting seekers, thinkers, and creators to probe the mysteries beneath the surface of the world and within themselves. Part 30 of this series demonstrates that Agartha is far more than a story of hidden civilizations. It is a living allegory of human aspiration, ethical growth, and the pursuit of wisdom, imagination, and spiritual insight. As the series concludes, it becomes clear that the legend of Agartha continues to inspire inquiry, reflection, and the exploration of both the physical and metaphysical worlds, affirming its place as one of humanity's most enduring and profound myths, a symbol of the mysteries that lie beneath the earth and within the depths of consciousness, and a guide to the ethical and spiritual potential that remains to be realized by those willing to seek beyond the surface.